In today's stream later on, what I want to do is help anybody by just looking at their YouTube channel, and I'm going to give you my opinion, just my thoughts as someone who watches a lot of YouTube. I'm not a guru, will never claim to be. And so I can just give you my thoughts and my opinion as to, how maybe your thumbnails and your titles are, how the opening of your video is and stuff like that, to maybe give you some type of feedback if you've been struggling to get views and if you've been struggling to get subscribers. So that is what we're going to be doing this stream. But before we get there, I am going to be reacting to some of the YouTube news that has come out recently. If you are a content creator, you probably have heard that YouTube is making changes to where to enter into the monetization program or to get paid by ads on YouTube, instead of you getting 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, you now have to get 1,000 subscribers and 8,000 watch hours. So they just doubled the requirement. Now, that's not going to start until February of next year. So I see a lot of smaller YouTubers who are scrambling to get the 4,000 watch hours so they can start getting paid on ads on their videos. But I wanted to also help out any way that I can. So if you are interested in a channel review, then I'll be glad to do that. But after we kind of go through and get some updates about what YouTube is planning to do, and I can give you my takes on that as well. Before we get into it, man, let me start this. Let me start just a little music. Let me know. I have some music playing in the background, but it's kind of low. At least for me, it's low. Let me know if it's too loud for y'all, just to set a little vibe in here. Before we get started, let me run through a little roll call who we got in the chat. We got Verdict in here. Crazy what's going on with you, Verdict. Appreciate you for coming through. Okay, Frenchie the Kid. Wait, what in the world? Why is this red? Okay, know the game, what it do? I appreciate you. I see you on the Twitch. Good looks. Why did it pop up red? I actually have no idea. But anyway, appreciate you for coming through, broski. All right, Verdict. I see you bounced around. You I don't know if this is the same account or not, but it might be in Twitch and YouTube. Hey, man, appreciate that support there. Who else we got in here? I thought I saw. There we go. What's up, Mom? I don't know if you're still in here or not, but I appreciate you for coming through. Hey, I like these overlays. I can see, okay, I got 2 viewers in Twitch right now, and then I got 5 viewers on the YouTube. That's amazing. I appreciate y'all. So let's go ahead and hop into one of the things that I wanted to cover real quick and react to. Hold on. Make sure this is good. All right, this is good. Okay, so here's a video that dropped. Now, this was probably like a week ago. Title is YouTube just changed the monetization requirements. As I mentioned about the 8,000 watch hours, if you want to get paid on YouTube, they just made it a lot harder. But I wanted to give my take on it, and I wanted to let it sit for a few days before I kind of came to just giving whatever take that I had at the time that it dropped. So we're going to start off by going through this real quick and reacting to it because it's important to pretty much every YouTuber. It affects everybody on the platform in some way, shape, or form. So we're going to go through this real quick. Like I said, we're going to react to this video that vidIQ dropped. It's called YouTube's just changed the monetization requirements.
Hey folks, this is not going to be the most polished video I've ever made because I'm reacting to news that broke less than an hour ago, and it's perhaps the biggest changes to YouTube monetization in a decade. I'm not going to beat around the bush here. I'm going to go to the thing that's most important to you, which is those monetization requirements. And it reads like this. To keep pace with the growth of YouTube, which now sees over 200 billion daily shorts views and over 1 billion hours of watch time on TV every day, my goodness, we are updating the YouTube Partner Program entry requirements for ads and premium revenue sharing for new creators. This won't impact creators already in YPP. So that.
All right, let me know if there's anybody in the chat who is currently on YouTube or plans to maybe create a YouTube channel, or maybe you've been on it for a while. And let me know if you're monetized or if you are chasing monetization. I have some thoughts about it that I'll go over a little bit later, but obviously them doubling the standard to get in is going to cause a lot of people some struggles here. Verdict said, I'm on YT. Okay, nice, nice, nice. All right, we'll get into that. Did y'all already know about this update, or are you just now learning about this? Said Mantu Spidey. Well, I don't know if you're just getting here. KD, I'm just gonna call you KD. If you're just getting here, I'm gonna be going through some reactions first, and then we're gonna get into the channel reviews. If you would like your channel to be reviewed, then you're gonna have to drop your @handle in the chat, and then I'll be selecting from those a little bit later on in the stream. So just to let you know, we're gonna talk about this first. All right, Verdict said not monetized yet. And then you just saw this earlier today. Okay, well, let me know, man. Let me know what your thoughts are about it. And then I'll go through and I'll give you my thoughts and opinions and anything that I might be able to do to help as well.
This is the first key point. This will not affect anybody who's already monetized. But for those of you who are working towards your monetization requirements, you're going to need to see this. Applying for YPP will need 8,000 qualified watch hours in the last 365 days, or 20 million qualified shorts views in the last 90 days. The entry thresholds for fan funding and shopping products, which is 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours and 3 million views, haven't changed. And just for...
All right, y'all. So hold on, let me back this up really quick. So 8,000 qualified watch hours, last 365 days, or 20 million qualified shorts views. So let me break this down a little bit, because I had some confusion when it first dropped, and then I got some clarity on what they mean by this. So 8,000 qualified watch hours, that just means when you post a video or you do a live stream, it has to be a long form. That's what they're counting these hours toward. It needs to be a public video. If you delete any content, or if it's unlisted, I believe if it's unlisted, then those watch hours that you get on that content will not count toward the 8,000 qualified watch hours. Now, again, this isn't taking effect until February of next year, but anybody who's working toward it, I just wanted to clarify what a qualified watch hour is. It's also in a rolling 365-day window. So if you were to get some watch hours 365 days ago, then they're not going to count toward it, and it's just kind of a rolling window. Now, for shorts themselves, it says 20 million qualified shorts views. If you make shorts, or if you're familiar with how shorts are counted, they kind of break them out into two different categories. They have just the overall views you get on a short, and then they have something called engaged views. Now that just means, like, when you're scrolling on your phone and you scroll to a short, you don't intend to watch it at all, you just scroll to the next short, they count that as a view. But an engaged view means that, or a qualified view, means that somebody actually sat inside of that short for at least a few seconds to trigger it as a qualified short view. So you would have to get 20 million of those to get into the YouTube partnership program come February next year. Right now it's 10 million. So if you are trying to get monetized, then that's good information to know. But let's move on here.
Subscribers and 3,000 watch hours and 3 million views haven't changed. And just for clarity, let me remind you that currently you need 4,000 hours of watch time over a 12-month period, or 10 million YouTube Shorts views over a 3-month period to reach the YPP requirements for ad revenue. So effectively, the numbers have doubled. Yep, I'm just going to leave those numbers there for a moment for you to ingest.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. All right, let's see what we got here. Awkward Doc, what's good? How are you? How are you? Appreciate you for stopping through. Verdict, you said I felt 4K hours and 1,000 subs was a sweet spot. Yeah, you know, I definitely understand that. And I know the 4,000 watch hours in and of itself is difficult to hit. The 1,000 subscribers is also a challenge, but over the years, I've heard that people really struggle more with the watch time hours versus the actual subscriber count. So we'll talk a little bit about that. And I also want to give you guys an idea of just my perspective when it comes to if you are trying to get monetized. I'll show a little bit of my YouTube analytics inside of my studio in some videos to give you an idea. If you're able to get something to take off for you, I mean, it really does take one video. And I know people say it all the time, it sounds cliche, but I'm going to show you what I mean by that when I pull up my YouTube studio in a little bit here as we kind of talk through it. All right, Awkward, I appreciate you dropping that. I will be going through and doing these channel reviews shortly. I have a few things that I wanted to react to. One is just this information about the YouTube monetization update. And then I saw some interesting things on YouTube that I wanted to cover as well. But if you stick around for a little bit, then I will be getting to those channel reviews shortly here.
Yes, but also mention that the subscriber requirements haven't changed. You still need 1,000 subscribers and there is no time limit on how long you need to get them. Now, the next biggest change seems to be this, if I understand it correctly. Creators who are in the YouTube Partner Program but get less than 10 million qualified shorts views in a 90-day period will no longer be eligible for ad revenue from their YouTube shorts. Their long-form content won't be affected, but until they get back above that 10 million view threshold, they won't earn any money from revenue from ads. And I think, and what I hope that means is...
Let me pause here. Actually, let me just bring this up really quick too. Okay. So what he was just talking about, that affects everybody. It impacts my channel. Now, I am monetized and I have been monetized for a while on YouTube, but I will clarify some of the things that he meant here as well. You said wonderful, crazy times for new creators. Yeah, it absolutely is. It absolutely is. Now, I don't know if anybody here, if you already knew about this update or if you're just learning about it now. Again, it's not happening till February next year, but let me know your thoughts about it. Is this something that for you would encourage you to pursue YouTube even harder to get your watch time hours up? Or is it something that kind of makes you think, I don't know if YouTube is for me because of all of these extra hoops that you now have to jump through to get paid on YouTube? Just let me know your thoughts in the chat there. Now, for me, what Rob just mentioned, as far as getting a certain amount of shorts views in a 90-day period to get paid on shorts, that is something that makes me consider if I want to continue making shorts or not. I'm actually not sure. Let me go to my channel really quick so we can have this. I'm so slow on this. Hold on. Let me go to my channel real quick so I can show you guys kind of why I'm in limbo here and why I have to make a decision on hold on, why I need to make a decision on what I want to do. All right, so this is my YouTube analytics. I'm going to go to my shorts. Now, I have had some success with shorts over the past like few months. I've tested a few things and there's some things that do work out and some things that don't work out. The last short that I posted got 35,000 views. Prior to that, this one got 671,000. This one got a couple 100,000. Now, what Rob just mentioned is that in a 90-day period, unless you get 10 million engaged shorts views, and let me open this really quick to try to show you what I mean by that. Okay, inside of shorts, it will tell you when you first look at it, it just says views. Now, these are overall views, meaning if anybody just scrolled onto your short, maybe they scrolled right past it, they still count it as a view. What they're actually counting is what they call engaged views. This number right here. And as you notice, it's less than the 35,000 because the engaged view are people who actually stayed to watch the short for some period of time. Maybe it was like a few seconds and then it triggered as an engaged view. This is what they're going to count toward what they call qualified shorts views. And so you would have to get 10 million of these, even if you are already monetized, to get paid on them in a 90-day period. Now, that in and of itself, I think is challenging if you don't exclusively do shorts like I don't. I do short form and I do long form. But when I do short form, obviously, it's going to take away from the amount of time that I have to produce long form. So I have to make a decision. That's a major update that they dropped. Probably over the next couple weeks, I'll try to figure out a way that I can maybe produce enough short form content to get that amount of views. But even if you're thinking like, hey, I don't get this many views, or I'm not really successful in short form content, I do have a video that I posted where I talked about kind of a strategy that I use with shorts that has been successful, and it's gotten me some decent view counts. So if you want to know some more about that, I'll post it into the description below the video, or just let me know if you have any questions. I would be glad to answer those, but let's get back into it real quick.
If you fall below 8,000 hours of watch time, you will still get ad revenue from your long form content. But, and this has been a long standing rule from YouTube, if you're consistently under the watch hours threshold, you may be removed from a YouTube partner program, which what happened to my channel a few years back. So be aware of that as well. There was also mention of YouTube Premium Lite being now rolled out to more countries, meaning that there will be more opportunities for creators in the YouTube Partner Program to earn more revenue. I'm just going to leave these on screen, read it, pause the video.
Okay. For this, how premium revenue works, I don't know how much this is going to apply to anybody who's in the chat right now. Essentially, they're talking about if somebody has a premium account, YouTube now has something called Premium Lite. They've been testing it. I don't think that it's rolled out to everybody on YouTube yet. I think it's just certain regions, but they are going to roll it out globally. And it's just like a cheaper version of premium. You get ads, but you don't get as many ads. And so with that, if somebody's using Premium Lite, they watch your YouTube video, you are going to get a certain amount of money from that as well if you are in the monetization program. And Premium Lite, it seems as though you're going to get more money from a Premium Lite user watching your videos than from a regular YouTube Premium user. So that's a way that you could earn some more money there. I don't know how much it's actually going to impact most people, but did want to talk about that also.
Because I know that really this is the most least important part of this incredible YouTube update. Now, I appreciate that some of you may be looking at all of this and panicking right now. Please don't, because none of this, as I understand it from YouTube's update here, takes effect until the 1st of February 2027, which effectively means you still have 6 months of runway on these old requirements, 4,000 watch hours and 10 million shorts views. That is, of course, if I've interpreted all of this correctly in YouTube's official blog post that came out about an hour ago. I, like you, processing this on the fly. So I'll link this in the description if you want to read it yourself. And of course, when we thought about this more and read and listened to all of your comments that you are most certainly going to leave down below, we'll have a lot more coverage on this. I think I will end this video by saying the last time YouTube made monetization requirement.
Okay. That's essentially the update. Before I get into some of the channel reviews, I did want to open it up and see if anybody had any thoughts about that we can discuss. I have my own thoughts and I'll go through that as well. Let's see what Verdict had to say. Said, is there even a good reason for this change except for company greed? You know, I don't know, actually. I think that some of it could be greed. Some of it could be. But I think that what YouTube is essentially trying to do, because they have been rolling out some changes recently. There's been a lot of changes recently. And a lot of it that I've seen has to do somewhat with AI slop that is infiltrating a lot of YouTube. They have banned a lot of channels and demonetized a lot of channels for what they call inauthentic content or repetitious and reused content. And I think now, because AI has become such a predominant part of our culture now, they have to put some type of boundaries in place to make sure that the platform is not just flooded with a bunch of AI that their viewers don't enjoy watching. So I think this update has something to do with that. And somebody brought up a decent point about it as well that I didn't think of, when they were saying that if somebody is, or if they have a monetized YouTube channel, for you to get a payout from YouTube, you have to at least earn $100 within a period before they can release those funds. If not, then they're kind of holding funds. Let's say if you only have $50, they're holding those $50 on your account to release it to you until you reach the $100 mark. And so it could have something to do also with like some payroll function. If they have to hold a certain amount of money for a creator before they reach the $100 threshold, maybe that's causing some friction internally to where they have maybe some extra expenses that they incur or something like that. So that's the part where I'm saying maybe it could be some type of greed, but I do think they are now pushing for creators to not coast or settle, so they can kind of honor the payout schedule that they have without having to like sit until somebody reaches the $100 threshold. That might have something to do with it, but I do think a lot more of it has to do with combating a lot of the like the AI and like stealing content and clipping content. I think it has to do a lot with that. You said, was there always a requirement to keep the channel active? I didn't know you could lose monetization if your views drop. Yeah. Now, I also didn't know this either, Aqueduct. The requirement, I guess, has always been that within a 12-month period, so you have a year where you need to post. Let me see if. Hold on.
They.
Let me find the screenshot he had, because I think he was talking about it. 30 days we want. I don't think it's in this video, but I do remember somebody bringing up that YouTube clarified, if you are a monetized channel, there's a couple of different ways that you can keep it active. One is to get 1,000 watch hours within a 12-month period. So if you got 1,000 watch hours in each rolling 12-month period, your channel would remain active. Or it's something like within a 90-day period, if you were to post 2 long-form videos, 2 public long-form videos, that would keep your channel active. I don't remember the other one. I'll have to look it up, but yes, YouTube has always had some requirements to keep the channel active, but I would say that they're pretty low lift if you're talking about like an upload schedule, or if you're talking about a certain amount of watch time hours. 1,000 hours over a year isn't that many hours, or uploading 2 videos, 2 long form videos in a 90-day period also isn't that heavy of a lift. All right, we got Laser in here. Said, I'm a VR channel. I started 4 weeks ago, and I use AI for my thumb, though I take pictures and combine them. But by editing is fully handmade on my phone, and it's pretty high quality. Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. I'll say personally, y'all, just so you guys know, if you're in here and for these channel reviews, which I'll probably go through a couple in a second here, of anybody who's left their @ handle in the chat, I can physically not give any advice or feedback on a fully AI channel. If it's, you have an AI voiceover, you have an AI that's writing the script, you have AI visuals, if you're not in the content at all, I literally can't help you, because I wouldn't know what to tell you of how to make your content more appealing. And on my channel, just personally, I can't stand like over AI. Like if somebody just spams AI for everything, that's not content that I'm interested in. And I really think that that's what YouTube is trying to get away from as well. So VR, so long as the thumbnail, oh yeah, no, I understood you meant the thumbnail. Just so long as you're putting effort into the content and you're putting somewhat of yourself into the content, then I should be able to assist in some way. But if you're stealing content or if you are fully an AI channel, I can't help you. So I just want to start off with that disclaimer. But there are a couple other videos I wanted to react to. I'll hold those after I kind of get through some of these channel reviews. Now, just for everybody to know, this is my first time doing this. So, be gentle with me. Anything that I give you as far as my feedback or my opinion is truly my opinion. There's not one silver bullet to grow on YouTube. So I just want to preface that real quick. But let me figure out how I want to do this. All right, so we got done with that video. Let me open up YouTube. I'm going to go through and let me see. Do I just tag it onto the end of here? Let me see real quick. Let me see if I can copy it from in here, or if I have to go in here. Sorry, y'all. Let me make sure I can get your channels. All right, I should be able to pull it like this. Let me see if this works. Okay, I'm gonna be pulling up the Awkward Doc channel really quick. But let me make sure that I have this correct. Okay. Okay, I think I pulled it up. All right, sorry about that, y'all. All right, let me switch here, and then we can go through some of this really quick. All right, let's see. All right, that Awkward Doc. Okay, it said storytelling, commentary, animation, education. That Awkward Doc. Okay, let's see. Melissa Johnson. Well, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. I appreciate you stopping by. So I upload commentary, reactions, and awkward story time animations about neuropsychology, brain behavior, child development. Very interesting. Very interesting. How long have you been on YouTube? Okay, like you joined December 25. And we have one upload here. You uploaded 6 days ago, 7 views so far. So it looks like this is a brand new channel. Yeah, you say you didn't post until a week ago. Understood, understood. Well, welcome to YouTube. Welcome to YouTube. I will say, just from my initial thoughts of the channel, it's laid out very well. I do like what you have in the banner here. It's not overly cluttered, and somebody, as soon as they land on the channel, will understand what they're going to get out of this channel. You said neuropsychologist plus storyteller. That's amazing. Commentary, animation, education. I think that that's perfect. It's not overly complex. I think it looks like you put some thought into just your description. If somebody was curious about what they're going to get out of the channel, you have your Instagram that's linked here. I think all of that is very well laid out. And then looks like you've already put some type of playlist in here. So you're preparing now to have all of your videos sectioned off. If somebody wants to go into commentary, or if somebody wants to go into something that is more neuropsychology or something like that, however you plan on breaking it out, I think that's very well laid out. And it's a good start to the channel as far as just getting the foundation. So, and on top of that, just having your photo here is major. Now, people may not think that that's that massive, but I think that it's a huge step in differentiating yourself, especially when we're talking about this age of AI. Because for somebody to come in and then like want to build some type of trust in YouTube, I know for me, I don't know for anybody else, a lot of times I do get skeptical if I come across a channel. Maybe there is no person that's visible there. I don't know if it's AI or not. Now, this is just purely my preference, that would drive me away from it. So again, I think that everything you have from the foundation itself and just getting started with YouTube, I think this is a great start. Now for the titles and the thumbnails, as we look at this, I do like it's very clear. It's not too cluttered. In this first video that you have posted, said why Dr. Cheyenne Bryant take on gentle parenting is actually harmful. That is an amazing title in my opinion, because it draws some type of curiosity as to, maybe you don't know who Cheyenne Bryant is. That's one. What is her take on gentle parenting and why is it harmful? Those are the questions that I would ask just getting started looking at this video. And I do think it's enticing to get someone to click. Now, as far as if somebody knows who Cheyenne Bryant is, it's going to be much more of a powerful title for them to click on it. Maybe they agree with some of her takes on gentle parenting. So I think that that actually would attract somebody to click on the video. So you have 7 views right now. It was posted 6 days ago. I will say, for a channel that's just starting out on YouTube, typically what it's going to be doing in the algorithm is trying to find the audience that really fits your content, and understanding who it is that will enjoy this type of content. So since you're just getting started, it likely will take a little bit of time to find that, but I would say just continue doing what you're doing. I don't know what you might have planned for like an upload schedule or anything like that, but overall, if I'm going to rate this channel, just starting off, all things considered, I would rate everything getting started an 8 out of 10, because you've really taken some time, and I can tell of how you arranged and organized your YouTube channel. So that's amazing. I will go ahead and clap it up for that. So I appreciate your submission there. Awesome, awesome. I am actually curious though. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I am curious though. I do want to go through and look at like the opening of your video and just kind of give you my thoughts really quickly on just like the intro and the value proposition and all of that. So let's do that.
You and Reeve are talking about is abuse. You're right. It does not work. It shocks your nervous system. It shuts the child down. They can't be receptive to information. What I'm talking about is discipline. Those are 2 different things. Popping someone on the hand or telling somebody on the bottom on the leg, that is not abuse. That is called discipline. There are studies that also show through your research that gentle parenting is not working. Kids are becoming abusive towards their parents. They're starting to take control over the household. They're starting to parent themselves.
What?
Classic.
What are you talking about, man?
I'm not going to talk about the credentials.
Okay. I like that right there. So we're 30 seconds in. One of the things that I wanted to mention, when I'm listening to it, I heard the voice of whoever was talking out of the left side of my headphone, but only the left side of my headphone. And I heard, I think, the music out of the right side of my headphone. Maybe it was both, but I definitely only heard the voice of the person talking in that clip out of the left side of my headphone. So I just wanted to talk about that really quick. Let me see if I hear you out of both.
That topic has been covered extensively. You all have recreated it, doubled down on it, and ran that.
Okay. Yeah, I hear you out of both sides of my headphone. So all of that's fine. It was just like the opening click for some reason. But hey, it's your first upload. These types of things are going to happen. And then so without headphones, it was the audio is horrible to figure out. I'll work on it. I use Adobe Audition. I'll use it without headphones. Understood. You know, a lot of people do edit with the headphones in to make sure that they're getting it through both sides. Now, personally, I actually don't, which might be a bad practice, but I just want to give you that feedback about anybody who might be listening to your video with headphones on. When they do, it was just that opening clip that I only heard it out of the left side. Other than that, I think it was an effective hook. I think it was building a lot of tension. There was some controversy to start, and that hooked somebody to get into the rest of the video. And it looks like you're about to give your take about the topic in of itself. So I think that is an amazing start, and just getting started on YouTube, you're ahead of the game, to be honest with you. So that's awesome. Okay. I don't know why I closed that. Let me open this back up real quick. Chatting. So I have to see everything that I'm doing behind the scenes here. But Aquadoc, I appreciate you submitting that. One of the things I wanted to mention too, if you are interested, you know, for me personally, it is difficult, or has been since I started YouTube, which is like 2021, to get a community of like-minded creators who want to grow on the platform. And you know, it's difficult when you're trying to figure out, why are my videos flopping? Why are people clicking away from my videos? What do I need to change, adjust? When it's just you on an island, it is very hard to continue with YouTube. But to stay encouraged, if you have other people that you can talk to on a frequent basis, you can go back and forth with ideas. It makes it so much easier, and it's so much faster to learn and grow. So with that being said, I'm going to drop it in the chat. Hopefully this works, y'all. I'm just getting started with this, but I'm dropping in the YouTube chat right now a link if you want to join the Discord. If you want to join my Discord, I just built this Discord a few days ago, but it is a place. Actually, let me just open it up so I can show you guys what you can expect from the Discord. Boom. Boom. Okay. All right. So like I said, I'm just getting started with it. But what you can expect from the Discord, as you can come in here, I have some different channels. If you just wanted to talk about content ideas in general, if you wanted to specifically talk about like titles and thumbnails, somebody might have to test this for me, but I think it's set up to where if you wanted to post an image of your thumbnail and just ask the community like for their thoughts about if there should be any adjustments, or if they think it's a good thumbnail, stuff like that, you should be able to post those images in here, and then we can go back and forth and help each other out. But again, you know, you'll have a community where you can celebrate some of your wins. You can have people join in to congratulate you on certain milestones. And I have some resources and things like that that could be helpful for people who are just getting started. So this is the Discord. If you are interested in hopping in, introducing yourself, I can get to know you. We can start to grow together. Like I said, I'm just a YouTuber online. I'm no guru. I never will be. So I dropped a link in the chat for YouTube. And then let me drop one really quick for Twitch in case you're over there. Oh, crap. For Twitch, let's see, exclamation mark Discord. That should, okay, I dropped the link in there. Nice, nice. So if you're interested, go ahead and join there. I would really appreciate it. Look forward to chopping it up with you inside of Discord. All right, now let me go through here. Make sure I didn't miss any comments or anything. I know that that Aquadoc threw hers in there, and then Verdict, you were here pretty early. Let me see if I can get your @ handle. Just make sure if you do want to have your channel reviewed. Okay, you dropped it in there super early. All right, bet. Let me find that real quick, man. All right, boom. Nice, nice. Also, let me know if you guys enjoy this type of content. This is a test for me. So I'm actually trying to see if this is something that I will be continuing to do on a regular basis. If this is something you enjoy, just let me know in the chat, because I think it's something that will be really helpful for a lot of creators. All right, Verdict. Let's see what the verdict is. Okay, boom. All right, Verdict. Let me go ahead and switch back here. All right. So let's see. We got 5 videos that are uploaded so far. Got a Roblox channel. And so we have 1 long form video. And then from the short side, we have 4 videos that were posted, and all of these videos were posted recently. Looks like 5 days ago, 2 days ago, 5 hours ago. So it looks like you are consistent on posting these shorts. So that's amazing. I love ball sports. What's good, bruh? What's good? Oh, bro, I completely forgot it was Saturday. I'll be honest with you. All right. So I'm going to give you kind of just my thoughts quickly on the entire channel. Now, I don't know if it's more shorts focused or more long form focused. When did you start your channel? You said I rebranded my channel a week ago. Okay. Gotcha. Rebranded. Were you doing something completely different, or did you just like change some of the visuals and stuff on the channel? All right, let me see. Okay, so you joined, or this channel was created April 2024. 664 subscribers. That's amazing. Now, when I look through it, I tend to look for simplicity. As soon as you open the channel, I mean, you know what it is just based on the content. So I know that this is a Roblox channel. You have the subscribe button that's here at the top. Hey, a call to action. I can get behind that. So that's amazing. Hold on. Oh, you said I did something more in the car niche. Gotcha. That's where I had a video with 600,000 views. Woo! Now I'm doing something with development niche in Roblox. Okay, incredible. Nice pivot. And I'll tell you this verdict. If you felt anything like I did, I also rebranded my channel recently, and I did have some bangers when I was talking about. I originally started YouTube. Well, I originally started uploading NBA 2K content. I had a few videos that I posted about 2K, and then I took a long break, but then I shifted to where I was doing Amazon reselling content. So I'll talk about finding deals, going through like Goodwill and stuff like that, and then flipping it and talking about how much money that I made. And that's actually the content that got me monetized. I built a pretty decent sized audience from that in and of itself. And each video I posted would start getting more and more traction. But then after a while, because, you know, people's interests change, I started talking about kind of all type of stuff. It had to do with like finance and stuff like that. Now I settled on YouTube. YouTube is a thing that I can talk about all day, every day, and I don't get tired of it. And so I had to do a lot of reflection to figure out what did I want my channel to be, and this is what I settled on. But I bring that up to say, if you're anything like me, it was a tough transition because I was accustomed to getting a certain amount of views. And now over the past couple months, since I've been posting things, trying to capture an audience for like my niche, I say is YouTube education through inspiration. A lot of them, in my opinion, have flopped because I'm building a new audience. So if that's anything or your experience, man, I just want to encourage you to keep on going. I will say, based on just the look of the channel, it's super clean. Like, it's super clean, bro. I like this thumbnail. So you posted this 2 days ago, and with the rebrand, so you have it titled 6 Steps to Make a Roblox Game Viral. That's a really dope video, in my opinion. I think that that's a great idea. That's a great hook, and people would be enticed to get into that. Obviously, Roblox is a massive game with a wide audience base. So the rebranding in and of itself, I think that that's a great step if, you know, this is something obviously you're passionate about. And then from a title and thumbnail perspective, the visual story that you're telling in the thumbnail, I really like. You can immediately tell that it's Roblox, but then you have this like stock graph. It says 0 on the left side, 17.2 million on the right side. It's showing some growth there, massive growth. And then it says your game, 1 million. I think that is a great play off of the title. Like, they both play very well off of each other. The fact that you got 65 views on this in the past couple days is incredible. I think even giving it some time, you know, some things can change here and it can pick up some more steam. But just as a start there, I think that that's amazing. Now I'll go look over at the shorts themselves. All of these shorts, although the thumbnail for a short isn't as important, you want to maximize any views you can get. So if somebody was to see this on their home feed, you know, they might want to click on it. But I'm going to take a look at maybe the most popular one that you have at 2,600 views right now. And yeah, I'll just give you a little bit of my thoughts here.
Oh yeah,
have almost no experience making Roblox games, so obviously I decided to make one. Not just any game, a cash grab, a game purely focused on one thing. How much Robux can I make? But there's one rule. It actually has to be fun, because what's the point of making money if nobody wants to play the game? I've opened Roblox Studio a few times, so I know the basics, but honestly, there's still way too much I need to learn. So we're basically starting from scratch, but I do have an idea for the game.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it right there. I like the production. You know, the smooth storytelling, you know, good audio, good visuals, and all of that type of stuff. I will say for me, in a shorts feed, if I'm scrolling, it was just the pacing is a little bit slow to get to the actual point of the game that you're making with no experience. So for me, the most intriguing things about the short is you haven't played Roblox, but you're making a game. And so to advance the storyline to the next point of maybe like a challenge you came across or something that you had to learn or something that you messed up, that would be kind of my expectation. The pacing was a little bit slow for me. Now, when I look at the view counts, and make sure, oh crap. Let me just go back to the channel. Look at the view counts of the shorts. When you're around like 1,000 and 2,000 views, that's what I generally would say is like the test audience. So YouTube is going to test that video to see if people are scrolling past it or if they're staying on it and how much of the video that they're watching. And then beyond that point, it'll say, okay, it is being successful with this test audience. And that's where you'll see more of the like 5,000, 10,000 views. And it might start to pick up steam and get to, you know, 50,000, 100,000, whichever. I'll say just based off of that one, it was kind of the pacing was a little bit slower. I could see how some people may scroll off of it just because it wasn't moving to the next point fast enough. Unfortunately, we are in a state right now where people just don't have much attention span whatsoever. So even though I hate that you have to pace things like that, that would just be my feedback for the short in and of itself. But other than that, the channel overall, I think looks very healthy. And especially since you just rebranded, that would be my feedback. I am going to rate this channel. Right now, it's going to be an 8.5 out of 10 for me. Mainly because you just rebranded. And so what I could go off of, there's not a ton, but as I look at the foundation, how you made everything, the banner, everything else that you have aligned here, the visuals, audio, I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10, man. But I appreciate that. All right, you said, honestly, you said, I'll be honest, that's the video I'm least proud of. Oh, okay. So I like the hook in the long form video. I got you. You're saying so quicker transitions from intro to hook to actual video content. Yeah, I think that I would say that. Now, I can tell based on your storytelling. I can tell that you're a good storyteller. I think that there are elements of it maybe you could get into quicker or set the premise faster to get somebody into the actual content. That would be some of my feedback so far, but I appreciate you coming through and dropping your channel. I know, you know, having your channel reviewed while you have some people maybe in they're watching the stream, it could be somewhat nerve-wracking. It is for me, but I appreciate you dropping that in there. A verdict. I think I saw that you had already joined the Discord, so I look forward to chopping it up in there with you, but I really enjoyed this channel, man. Really enjoyed the channel. Let me switch back here real quick. Chatting. Okay. Awesome. I might go through one more channel, and then I wanted to react to something that I found interesting about YouTube. There is a creator that has been on YouTube for a while, and it seemed as though they weren't getting any views, and then they decided, and I think it was best for her, to quit YouTube. And there for some reasons that we'll get into in the video. But the strangest thing that I found is inside that video, the video that she posted that she was going to quit YouTube, as opposed to like months or even years worth of other content, that was the one video that went crazy for her, which I thought, I'm like, if that was me, I would feel some type of way if I'm posting daily content or weekly content, not getting any traction. And then when I decide like, hey, you know, I'm going to go ahead and step away from YouTube, and that's the video that blows up. strange to me. So we're going to get into that. And we're going to talk about why things like that happen as well. But before that, yeah, for sure, Verdict, man. Anytime, anytime. Like I said, now that you're in the Discord, I'm sure we'll be able to chop it up. Next YT, what's good? How you doing? Appreciate you coming through. You said how to get to rank mine. You got to drop your @ handle in the chat just to let everybody know. Just let everybody know. I'm going to try to get to all of the channels. Depending on how many people hop in here, I may not be able to get to them. But if you guys enjoy this content, you know, I definitely plan on doing it again. So your time will eventually come. Rank Forge, I don't think I've said what up yet. I think I've seen you in the chat a little bit. I appreciate you for coming through. Appreciate you for being here. At Next, actually, because of that, helping me out, dropping that in there. I'm trying, let me see. Oh, crap. Okay. Okay, Rank Forge. I'm actually trying to see if you dropped your handle in here. If you did, then I'll go ahead and rate your channel right now. But I want to make sure that you actually want to have your channel rated. I'm just going through the chat right now to find it. If you do want to have your channel rated, then let me know and I'll just pull it up. I'm going through the channel. I'm going through the chat right now to see if you dropped your handle. So you started a week ago. Okay. Okay. I don't see your handle, so I don't know if you want to have it rated yet. Which is fine. Okay, Laser. All right, Laser, I got yours in here. I see you dropped it in here. So let me grab that. I think I can copy it straight from my OBS, which is fire. All right, apologize, y'all. Like I said, this is my first time doing this. And so I might be a little bit slow to get to everything. But we're going to pull up Laser right now. Okay. All right, Laser. Let's see what we got. 1 second. You said my latest full vid is my most high quality? All right, bet. We'll look at that one, but let's get into this. All right, Laser. So we got 106 subscribers, 28 videos. Let's see how long you've been on YouTube. I can't actually tell from this. It looks like you just joined about a month ago. So that's incredible. You've been pumping out some content. We have 28 videos, and a lot of them are long form videos that you have already. And then it looks like you do have a number of shorts as well. So you really have been pumping out the content, bro. That's amazing. I mean, that's actually impressive. Okay, excellent. All right, Laser. So taking a look at this channel, let's look at some of the titles in the thumbnails, and this is just off of first impressions. I think that the thumbnails are clean. I think that they're very clear. You even have some thumbnails, and this is impressive to me. You have some thumbnails that don't have any text on the thumbnail. I'm always jealous of that type because it's so hard for me to like get a thumbnail and try to communicate something visually without having text on it. So that's amazing. Now, if we look at some of the titles themselves, and a video you said was your most high quality. I went mining, but someone was watching us. Okay. I like that. So you have with the I'll get into how the title plays off the thumbnail. I became a toy soldier. The coolest VR horror game out there. All right. I played the most rage-baiting horror game. Gotcha. I will say, now this is, wait, why does my handle go? away. Because of that, he didn't rate my channel. Oh, Rank Forge, if you want to have your channel rated, I will. I just didn't see the that you put the @ in here. So I didn't want to just pull it up if you didn't actually want it pulled up. But if you do, I will pull it up. Anyway. All right. As I look at this, Laser, I'll give you my honest feedback. I think that your thumbnails are great. I think that they are clean, and it does communicate something to me as I look at it. I can tell it's some type of horror or fear. That's like the emotion that I get from it. Now, contextually, to understand what's happening, the titles themselves, I think, could be a little bit stronger to invoke some more curiosity. Now, this last one we will look at, like your most recent upload. All right, Rank, I got you, bro. Like this last one, I went mining, but someone was watching us. That one, I think, could be stronger as far as, like, as a viewer, people are going to be really stingy with their time. So if you think from the standpoint of a viewer, okay, why would I watch this video? What am I going to get out of it? I think that there are some things left behind in the title that you might be able to include in a way where it does invoke some type of curiosity or something about what I'm going to get out of the video. Now, there is somewhat of a theme in going through some of the next titles. I became a toy soldier. Okay, that doesn't leave a lot up to curiosity. It essentially just kind of gives away, and it repeats the thumbnail. Because you're saying the same thing in the title that you're saying in the thumbnail. I became a toy soldier. Now, what about this video would be a reason for me to watch? And that would be some things that I would think about in communicating in a title or in a thumbnail that could be more enticing. Now, I will say this, though. I will say this. You can kind of take some of the things I'm saying with a grain of salt. You have 106 subscribers, but your videos are outperforming your subscriber count. And since you're newer to YouTube, it kind of seems to me you might have had a YouTube channel before or something, just because your thumbnails are higher quality. You are getting some healthy view counts. So I will have to say, when I look at your content, I mean, you even have a video here that did 1,200 views. I played one of the most scary games of VR. That's fairly enticing. So when I look at the view counts, those are performing very well. Any feedback that I would have would just be what can be communicated in the title to make things a little bit more enticing. But aside from that, things seem to be going well from your channel from a view standpoint, and it looks like you're building up an audience base here. So because you mentioned that your most recent video is your highest quality one, I'm just going to check out the first 30 seconds of it and just see what we have here. I'm actually curious.
Hey guys, I'm back again, and today we're gonna be doing another video, but bear with me.
Oh, what you about to say?
I'm a little sick, so at the time I was not as sick in the video, so I was.
Hey, Laser, let me say that is an amazing intro. You know, for this style of content, exactly what a thumbnail communicates. Like, you know, you have some type of horror game. Okay, that's what they're showing. You guys are running away, or you're running away from something or someone. That's going to communicate or evoke some type of fear or panic. Since you do like this horror game type of content, the intro is almost exactly what I would have anticipated. It's really quick cuts, and you are introducing like the most thrilling parts of the video up front. So it's a heavy foreshadow, and then people know what they're going to get from the intro specifically. And I think that's why your content has been performing well. I think that it's edited well. I think that you put some personality into it also. So keep doing what you're doing. The only feedback that I had was, is there more that can be given in the title itself? But based on, like I said, the view counts, it seems like they're performing well. So that's my feedback. I would rate this channel. Now, again, I'm just looking at the date that was started here was like a month ago, and how much content that you've put out there. I'm rating this. I need to put a drum roll. I'm rating this 9.5 out of 10. And this is really just based on you trying to grow as a creator. Had to leave for a sec. Gotcha. You don't have to go through the replay of any of my feedback, but I do think overall that your channel is moving in a really positive direction, healthy view counts. And so keep doing what you're doing and completed every mode in Scary Baboon. Yeah, dude. No, this is good stuff. This is good stuff. This is a great channel. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Let's see here. I will get one more channel, Rank Forge. I skipped over you because I wasn't sure, but now I am sure. So let me pull that up really quick. And I can copy it right from here. Sorry, it does that when I copy it from OBS. So maybe I shouldn't do that, but it's just a lot faster. At Rank Forge Official. Is this your actual channel handle? Is RankForge_official? Let me know, Rank. If you could just drop it in there directly. Oh, you said yes. For some reason, it's not pulling up. It's telling me the page isn't available. What if I just try Rank Forge with no official? Will it pull it? I don't know if this is your channel either. Do you do data-driven SEO insights for people? I don't think you put the handle in. I just copied it from OBS. I don't remember seeing your handle when I was scrolling through. I could have missed it, but if you want to drop it right now, you can. But I wasn't able to pull it up when I just tried to. Oh, are you saying yes, you do? Is this your channel right here? It's the data-driven SEO insights. Oh, it's not. Yeah, I'll show you. Oh crap. I probably should stop doing that because it's pulling up the comments, but wait, yeah, that? Okay, is this your channel or not? What the heck? I swear I put that in earlier, bro. Okay, so this is a channel. All right, bet. Okay, Shorts channel. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm just be honest with you, Rank Forge. I don't know if this is a type of content that I'm not even sure if this is the type of content that YouTube will continue to monetize or not. Essentially because it's a ranking niche, you're taking clips from different creators or already existing clips and you essentially just put them inside of a ranking tier and you just let them run. That's what I'm assuming that this is.
I started to learn how to cook.
What's the Mbappe special?
For example, nothing. Last season I took so many.
Yeah, this type of content, I think that this is why YouTube is putting in a lot of these changes and updates and stuff like that, is because of essentially if you're not transforming the content by putting your own spin on it. Let's say you're just taking these clips and then you edit it, but you just put it in a ranking list. YouTube in and of itself, I don't know if this could even be monetized or not, but these are some of the things I think YouTube is making this shift for content that is what they would deem as like AI slop. This isn't AI slop, but it's just it's either repetitive or reused content, I think is what they classify it as. So when it comes to ranking channels or ranking shorts or things like that, I can't really help you because I don't even actually know what to tell you because it's just other people's content. You're just putting it in a ranking list. So sorry about that, Rank Forge, man. All right. Crap, I keep doing that. You say he did a short that got 4.7 million. Yeah, 100%. That there is a short that did numbers, but if you look at the view counts for all the rest of the shorts, they got caught in what most people are saying like a shorts jail. 2K, 15 or 1500, 37K, 7900, and predominantly because it's other people's content that you're just clipping and you're ranking. If you use voiceovers and edit a bit of stuff, it can be monetized. Yeah, potentially. It depends on how much you're actually transforming the content. If you're sitting there and you just take somebody else's clip and then you're just talking about what's happening in the clip, maybe it could be monetized. I just don't know if that is a type of content that's getting pushed on YouTube. So, yeah, I mean, this is my opinion. If you want to keep cranking them out, you can. I don't even know what feedback you would expect that I can give you on that. Like, yeah, just do more ranking stuff. I don't even know what I could tell you about that. All right, boom. So went through about 4 channels here. I appreciate everybody for stopping through, and we will have some more channel reviews coming up later. But as I mentioned, I did want to go through and I wanted to react to something on YouTube that I've noticed over some time for some creators that are plugging away. They're trying to get noticed. They don't get noticed. And then they upload a video that has nothing to do with their niche. And then that's the channel, or that's a video that happens to get them a lot of views. Now, it happened, in my opinion, to this channel that we're going to, or this video that we're going to review, in one of the worst ways possible. But I wanted to give my thoughts about that. So, not that this person asked for any channel review, I just thought it was interesting. Oh, hold on. I keep doing that, bro. All right, so I came across a video from At Home with Karen, and I think I watched this maybe like a week ago, and I just thought it was really interesting. So I want you guys to notice something. As we go through this, she's been on YouTube. She uploaded 391 videos. Her most recent video got 41,000 views. But if you look at all of the videos, bro, why is it like this? Why is it like that? Okay, sorry. If you look at all the videos for like weeks and weeks and months, they've gotten 100 views, 80 views, 113 views. It looks like on average, it's maybe around 100 views. Now, this is not to say that everything on YouTube should be about the view count and stuff like that. Absolutely not. If you have a passion or a desire to create content, I think that you should chase that dream, because you can connect with people around the world that potentially, you know, need to hear whatever your message is. So I don't want to make it seem like it's all about the view count. But I did find it interesting that this person has dedicated so much time to uploading content. And now we're like, we're a year now. These videos were posted a year plus ago. And the view counts, you could say they're kind of steady around 100 views. But like I mentioned, this last video that she posted is titled, "It's Been an Amazing Experience." And on the thumbnail says, "My last YouTube video." This happens to be the this happens to be the video that blew up for her. It got 41,000 views, and according to a plugin that I use from vidIQ, it's getting 68 views per hour. So it's outperforming 100 times typically what her videos do. Now, why is the reason for that? Well, there's a couple of things, but I did want to go through the video itself, and then, you know, we can kind of open up a conversation about why we think that this video performed so well for her when it's literally her saying that she's exiting YouTube. So let's go ahead and check this out.
Recently, I gave myself a YouTube challenge. Upload 30 videos in 30 days. Keep them short, keep them simple, and just have fun with it. The goal was to find my audience, but what I found was myself.
I like that, Karen.
I
I like
only
that,
got
Karen.
to day 8 of the challenge, but I had so much fun. I laughed, I made silly videos, I stopped trying to make everything perfect. And everybody loved it. And it reminded me that I've got such a wonderful, loyal audience. People who are always watching my videos, encouraging me, and thinking, what's Karen been up to this week?
I gotta say, so far, this content is so personable and so wholesome. You know, she went through and like she said, she gave herself a challenge, but even the look and feel of the content, it's not like overly produced. You know, she is editing the content for sure, but when you look at it, you know, the audio is clear. The video itself, when it comes to quality, like it's decent, but it's not like overly produced with all of these fast edits and you know, fast pace and sound effects and stuff like that. It's just really wholesome, and it allows you to connect with this creator. And so because of that, I think a lot of the audience that did come in, because this is a very viral video for her channel, I think that's something that they were able to feel as well. But we'll go through and I'll give you the rest of my thoughts.
But the challenge also confirmed something else. It confirmed that after 6 years of being on YouTube, I'm still making videos for that same handful of people. But instead of feeling disappointed, I felt enlightened. In the beginning, the video captured my life. But eventually, it interrupted it. A half hour of fun became 2 hours of work because I was constantly moving cameras, filming B-roll, adjusting everything just to make it look perfect for the...
That's so real. I don't know. I mean, based off of the content or based off of the channels that I reviewed so far, obviously, you know, in different niches, and you know, the content is different of itself, but who can relate to this? Like, who can relate to setting up a camera, trying to get the right angle? You know, you have to plan out some of the shots in the middle of whatever you're trying to do. Maybe you notice all the lighting isn't right, so I have to change that. Or you could be done filming the video, and then as you get into like the editing part, you're like, I really don't like this. I don't like how the camera is angled. I couldn't actually see myself. I have to redo it. Let me know in the chat, man, if y'all can relate to that. I certainly can, from a lot of the videos that I have uploaded in the past.
YouTube video camera. Somewhere along the way, I stopped capturing my life and started creating content.
Fire.
About 5 months ago, I developed severe tendinosis. The pain was intense and unrelenting and stopped me doing all the things that I love the most. It also took a toll on my mental health. I became isolated, I lost my confidence, and I grieved the life that I had temporarily lost. As one of the few things that I could still do without pain, YouTube became my main activity and my link to the outside world.
This is an incredible video, man.
I gave it everything I had, but it still didn't make me happy. Now my injury is starting to heal. The pain is less, I can walk easier. I'm starting to get my old life back. And a few days ago, I did one of the things that I enjoy the most. I exercised, and I felt alive again, and I felt happy.
Okay, Karen.
I'm sweating, I'm hot, and I feel great. I feel great. And I was having so much fun with it that I overdid it. Instead of resting like I should have, I carried on. I was committed to making a video for that day. But it was too much. My headache exploded. I've got a freaking headache. I really, really have. And I spent the next 2 days in bed, barely able to move. But it reminded me of something important. It reminded me that I only have so much energy to give out each day. I call it my energy budget. And every day I have to choose where to spend that budget. And if I need to choose...
I had to say, I don't know if anybody has noticed so far in this video, but Karen here is an amazing storyteller. Like, the way that she's laying out this story is a very vulnerable post itself, to go into all of this information, to talk about some of the things that's impacting her health, and to talk about finding herself from posting on YouTube so consistently over a 30-day period, and realizing that she is just finding what it is that is like giving her purpose in life. There's a lot of undertones to why this video performed well, but one of the things that are the most apparent, it's just super relatable. It's super authentic. Like Awkward Doc said, she's being super vulnerable as well. But something that's super underrated, which I'll talk about in detail a little bit, is her storytelling ability. And she said, instead of documenting her life, she found herself starting to create content. I think so many people fall into that, where instead of doing the things that you enjoy, you turn content creation into a job. I'm speaking for myself too, but this is a really touching video, man.
Choose between making YouTube videos or doing my exercise. Exercise is going to win every time. For a while now, I've been decluttering my house. Now I'm decluttering my life. Who I was 10 years ago is very different from who I am today, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Something that was perfect for me back then may not belong in my life today. So I've been looking at my life, finding what belongs and what doesn't. What gives me energy, what makes me happy, what adds to my life, and what takes away. And I realized that YouTube takes away. I used to film for the joy of creating, the thrill of the upload, the buzz I'd get from people watching and commenting on my videos.
That's real.
But I've been doing YouTube for so long that it's now just become something that I do. It's like mowing the lawn or cleaning the house. Sometimes it makes me happy, but usually it's just one more thing that uses my energy that I would rather be using to do something more enjoyable. I've been thinking about quitting YouTube for a while, and the 30-day challenge was my last attempt at not only reviving my channel with some fun and fresh new content style, but also reviving my love for actually creating content. I thought the 30-day challenge would convince me to stay, but instead it convinced me to leave.
Bro, hey, the thing, how much was left in this video? The thing about now, Karen, I don't know. I can tell from the content in and of itself that, you know, there's some things that she wants to build. There's a certain lifestyle that she wants to be able to lead. And like she mentioned, content creation just became something that she did just because, you know, she did it for the thrill of the views and the comments and things like that. But it just became another task. The way that she is telling this story, she is very good at articulating her thoughts and her feelings and actually encapsulating that into a story. I'm going to show you guys a little bit later on, when it comes to content, a superpower is storytelling. And there are certain things that almost come as I don't want to say a skill set, but if you understand how to tell a story and what makes a good story from like a story, or what makes a good movie from a bland movie, a lot of these things she's doing in this video. I don't know if it's intentional or not, but we're going to talk about that later too.
So this will be my last video for YouTube. I just don't want to do it anymore. My son asked me what was I going to do with all my spare time now that I'm not making YouTube videos. I said, I'm going to go to the beach. I'm going to take my time in the garden. I'm going to hang out with friends. I'm going to watch movies during the day. I'm going to do more crafting. These are all things that I used to do without a camera in my hand. And I want to live like that again. For 6 years, I've enjoyed making videos about my life. But now, it's time to get back to simply living it.
That's amazing.
Thank you for being with me all these years. It's been a lot of fun.
I just got chills, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. That is an amazing YouTube video right there. I would like to get you guys' thoughts on just any emotion that you might have felt from that piece of content that we just watched. There are some things that who's that? Overcar. There are some things that I noticed in that video. Like I said, I don't know if it was intentional or not, that she did an incredible job at by communicating. But I did also want to, I guess let me switch back here. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. But I did want to show you guys something too. So she mentioned that she has been creating content for years. I'm just going to filter this to oldest. So her very first upload on YouTube, at least what's public, was 5 years ago. And she was doing something completely different, it seems like, from what she's now doing more recently. But this is how she started. And even if you notice the difference between when she first started YouTube, when you're talking about like titles and thumbnails and stuff like that, and if you were to then look at some of the more recent content, you can tell that there was some evolution when it comes to her thumbnails and maybe even just her interest as a whole. But YouTube is a learned skill. And beyond that, the more time that you spend not just doing YouTube or creating content, but actually paying attention to the content that you're creating. Some of this has to do with like looking at YouTube analytics and seeing what's working. You do start to develop a skill and a style for thumbnails and titles and building an audience. And as you see just from this video, you know, she didn't only tell, she did also show. So when it comes to the B-roll that she was putting, this is a very well edited video also. You know, she wasn't just talking about, when she said, I've been decluttering my house, she didn't just talk about that. She actually showed the process of decluttering and some pictures of her home. And then she continued on the story. That's something that all adds to the story, the visual part of it. But also, as she was telling the story, she said at the end there, she said, I thought that I was going to find, you know, my passion for YouTube and doing this challenge. But, you know, I found that it's something that wasn't for me anymore, or whatever she said. That's just an incredible way to tell a story. She's adding conflict and tension that keeps people engaged. Again, I'm not saying that this is intentional. This might just be her true vulnerable self. But what I'm trying to communicate is, in a YouTube video, when somebody is going through their day, if you're just showing shots of or talking about, I did this and then I did this and then I did this and then I did this, that gets exhausting. And that's what I would compare to like a movie where I saw it and I'm like, okay, it's decent, but I forget about it the next day. Something that actually truly makes an impact is watching somebody go through something. And that's exactly what Karen did here. She was showing a challenge that she had throughout making this video, or the years of her being on YouTube. She showed when she first started, the love that she had for it. And then there was conflict that she brought up. Then I discovered that I was, you know, holding a camera and I was making content instead of just documenting the things I love to do. Then she talked about another conflict later on with the health issue that she was dealing with. And there were ups and downs in this video. So you were able to emotionally connect, and you really truly want her to win and find what she wants in life. When I first watched this, I was like, look, I'm glad that she's stepping away. If this is just an extra chore for her, she no longer enjoys it. Now she can actually go about enjoying life. That was amazing. So I wanted to talk a little bit about why I thought that this video performed so well. I mean, you talk about 41,000 views and climbing, as opposed to she was getting around 100 views for each video that she was posting. And it can seem cruel. I thought it was cruel. I was like, YouTube, how dare you just, you know, start pushing this as soon as she's about to exit from the platform instead of anything else that she's done previously. But I wanted to point out some factors as to why this video performed well. So that's a little bit about that. And let me go back here. Let's see what y'all's thoughts are about it. I know y'all have some questions as well. All right, Awkward Doc, you said on average, how much time should people spend on a video? Or is it impossible to say? I feel like I take way too long to produce videos. You know, that's a really good question. And unfortunately, I might say it is impossible to say, but there are some things I think that you should avoid as a content creator. And something that I had struggled with was I really wanted to perfect every video and every project that I was going to post. And that would cause me to almost get some type of paralysis by analysis, where I'm looking through, making sure that every detail is right. I think when you start getting to a place where you're over analyzing your content, or you really want to perfect something as opposed to just putting it out there, I think that's something that you should avoid. Now, when it comes to the process of creating content, there's a lot of different factors. You know, you come up with an idea. For some people, maybe you script your content, you have to sit down and film it, and then you go through the editing process. In and of itself, that can take a while. So it's hard for me to say, based on what somebody's specific content or niche is. Some people, they might only be able to upload once a month because whatever their content calls for, maybe it's just a lot of editing or whatever. I wouldn't say, hey, just rush it and put it out there. But if you are finding yourself becoming a perfectionist, personally, I think that done is better than perfect, especially when it comes to YouTube, because putting out there's so much competition, so many people uploading on a daily basis, on an hourly basis. I think putting that project out there instead of over analyzing or trying to perfect it, if that's something you struggle with, it's something that I did struggle with. I think that maybe if that answers your question, that's something that you could look out for. Next, you said, is it about to get monetized? Yeah, I would actually be curious if there's anybody here that's like 3,000 watch time hours, and maybe you're on the verge of it. And you're trying to hurry up and get your 4,000 before they change it to 8K. You said, curious, did the 30-day challenge improve her channel's performance at all? I wouldn't be able to tell as far as the performance. I think consistency can help in some cases, but a 30-day challenge, I think it's difficult because you can't really step back and analyze, okay, what went well here and what didn't go well here. So you're just continually posting things on YouTube, and you may not be getting better in certain aspects. So a 30-day challenge is kind of like, I don't know. I mean, it could have potentially. I just think it was a really powerful video that she posted as her exit to YouTube. So it felt really personal, really good storytelling. Yeah, absolutely. Very calm vibe. I agree with all of that. I think the storytelling was peak, and it was very relatable, very personable. And I think some of that is getting lost on YouTube right now. Especially because, like I said, we have so many tools that you can use to like automate your content, or AI is now part of it. The personal touch is something that, you don't see as much anymore. Like she said, how consistent should you be as a small creator? I think it's really going to be dependent on your schedule and how consistent you can be. I think if you have the ability to post on a daily basis, you could do that. But depending on your schedule, if you can really only post once a week or once every other week, and put out something where you're not just cutting a bunch of corners, then you should do that. But it's going to be different for everybody. I would say just consistent as you're able to be, as your schedule allows, without you actually like slacking off. I've been slacking off a lot recently, and it's not a good thing, but without introducing like a lot of excuses, just be consistent as you're able to be. That's a good question, though. That's a good question. All right. So we went through that. I think we can go through a couple more channel reviews. And then I have one last thing that I wanted to react to. Now, I don't know if anybody in the chat right now is big into like streaming culture, or if you watch any streamers, or if you have a favorite streamer, because there's something that happened a day or two ago that pretty much broke the internet. I mean, it was every time I open a home feed anywhere, on Twitter, on YouTube, wherever I see it, everywhere, there was a streamer that he was just doing his normal stream in his room. He didn't have many people watching. And then you had a large streamer or a large channel that had 10,000 plus people that were watching their stream come across this guy's channel. They were about to end, the large streamer was, so they just gave all of their viewers and their audience to this other small streamer. And because of that, the dude got super excited. And at the time, he's streaming in his room, lives with his mom. She didn't like how loud that he was being, so she essentially came in and shut down the stream. There's a lot of other stuff that happened that was essentially illegal, but that happened. That caused kind of an uproar online. And for people who were watching the stream, since there were 10,000 viewers in there, everybody kind of rallied around to help him get out of the situation. Now, he moved out. He's living with a friend. Actually, his mom like kicked him out, so he's living with a friend right now in his basement. But since that happened, he was, when he was streaming, averaging maybe like 2 or 3 viewers. And now, oh, you say you just saw it 2 hours ago. It was horrific. Yeah, absolutely. But now he is averaging maybe like 4,000 or 5,000 people that are watching the stream at a time. And that also comes with money. You know, he has a certain amount of people subscribing to him on Twitch. Twitch is different from YouTube because every subscriber you get, they are paying for that subscription. And so things blew up for him. And now he's really on a path to where things could completely change, complete different trajectory of his life. And so that was something else I wanted to kind of react to that situation. We'll get to that in a little bit, but I have some thoughts that I really wanted to go through and ultimately like post a video about that I thought. Awkward Doc said, yeah, you saw that a couple hours ago. Great to see community come together. I agree with that. Yeah, she was absolutely unhinged. I mean, from the point where it's like, even if you know that there's a live stream with 10,000 people watching and you still behave that way, you know, unfortunately, that's not the first time. All right, Verdict said, you think you saw that clip? Reminded me the clips from Speed back in the day. Yeah, a lot of people were making that comparison because when Speed first started, his mom was not too supportive of what he was doing either when it came to streaming and stuff like that. So a lot of people are making that comparison, but we're going to hop into that because there's a lot of lessons that I think could be learned from that incident. It's maybe not so much that incident. It's some things that are behind the scenes. So I'll be talking about that. All right. Now, I did want to see if anybody else has joined the chat recently. We are doing channel reviews, and I did want to let people know, as a reminder, if you are a content creator, you're looking to grow your channel, maybe you don't have that much of a community around you of like-minded creators that you can bounce ideas off of and go back and forth. So I'm gonna drop a link in the chat where we can do that. If you want to join my Discord, where, you know, on a daily basis, we can just kind of, you know, have a conversation, or if you had some ideas or thoughts and you just want to talk to some other YouTubers or other content creators about that, Discord would be a great place to do that. I just dropped it in the chat, and let me go ahead and drop it in the chat again here. Auto mod Frenchie. Well, what the heck? Smart detection. I don't know what that is. Let me drop it in the Discord, or let me drop it in the Twitch as well, so you can feel free to join if you are interested in that. All right, so let's get to some channel reviews again. All right, Nexy, I know that you were interested in a channel review, so let me pull you up. Hopefully you're still in here. Oh crap. I really gotta stop doing that. All right, bet. All right, next, are you still in here? Cool. Let's pull this up real quick. All right, next. Let's see. So we got it pulled up now. Go through, get some of my thoughts here. Boom. I like that. I bet you can't subscribe. Fire. So you have 38 videos, 353 subscribers so far. Let me just open up the more. It's like you joined late last year on December 24th. Nice. So you've had to be fairly consistent with 38 videos. From a long form standpoint, and then you're doing shorts as well. All right, so you have an animated avatar. I'm actually curious to see really quick. Let me just check out this video real quick, like the first 30 seconds, and then I'll kind of get into more of my thoughts.
I ranked animation YouTuber's first videos, and somehow you guys actually liked it. So today we're back with the part 2, and this time we're checking out even more animation legends. Let's begin. Offending everyone.
Who are the worst types of kids in high school? Is it the girl that you're pretty sure is pregnant? You know, the girl that all of a sudden starts wearing a hoodie even though it's 82 degrees outside? You're not sure if she has a baby bump or if she's been pounding some KFC.
Let me see. Okay, you're putting it in a tier list.
CT, Viv Domix.
Oh, dude, did you watch that documentary?
Okay. All right, next. I'll tell you what I like about that. Now, I think that, you know, from a content standpoint, this will be fine because you are transforming it in a way where you're trying to put it in a tier list. I believe so. Now, some people might say it would be similar to, I wouldn't say it's similar to a ranking short. You're putting yourself in the content. I do think that from a transformation standpoint, that would be fine. So as far as the channel in and of itself, I do think that, again, the layout is clean. Titles and thumbnails, I think that those are also very clean. A lot of the times when somebody is just starting in YouTube, you know, they may over communicate in their thumbnail where they put a lot of text in it or they put a lot of images on it. That's not something that you're doing. So I actually like how clean the thumbnail is. Now, when we look at the titles, says ranking, I don't know who exactly that is. Jaden and Moore first ever shorts. Okay, that's interesting. If these are very popular, like meme makers or animators or something like that, using that in the title in and of itself, and then you're also going back to first ever shorts, that adds something that's different onto the content. So but I didn't recognize all of them. Yeah, I don't recognize any of them, but this is a very strong video in my opinion. Now, something that I really like, number one, let me start. This last video you posted was 3 weeks ago. You got 2,200 views. I think that might be the most popular video on the channel so far, but you do have a few videos that have done over 1,000 views. Like overall, I think you're moving in a positive direction from the creativity and the ideas that you have. Now, the first one that you did, so I ranked the weirdest confessions. I almost got expelled. Maybe it's off of ranking the weirdest confessions. So that was the first video that you posted. It seems like, at least in this latest video, you actually made a callback to that. You said people really enjoyed it, and you showed a comment that people put on it. I think that's a really pro move. Like, it's a really veteran YouTuber move to understand what worked, and then from that you double down on that type of content, and it actually paid off. Now, I'm just kind of going by the thought process where if you found somebody, or not somebody, if you found that something worked or people enjoyed it, then you double down on that content and that video performed well for you. That is a really good move. So I want to congratulate you on that. And I think that channel's moving in a really good direction. There's not a lot more feedback that I can give from the foundation that you have laid out, from the thumbnails. I think those are great. I think also the titles are compelling, where you're ranking weirdest confessions, you're ranking first ever shorts, you're doing those types of things. Very impressive. And then from a short standpoint, it would be harder for me. Actually, I'm curious. Well, some of these shorts, view count, you have one that popped 1200, 1100, some that kind of stay around like 50 views. I'm just gonna look at this real quick. So Brain Rot tier list.
Brain Rot tier list, starting with traded FT. And there's Italian Brain Rot. For example, you've got Tung Tung Zahur and like 500 other characters I can't pronounce. FT. Next, creepypasta. This is so cringe.
I'll say, what is this? I'll say for me, it just listening to it, the music is kind of fighting against your voice, so I can't hear it that clearly. And that's maybe one thing that could be impacting the shorts themselves, is the audio, or at least the music, is fairly loud and it's fighting against your voice. So that could be something potentially to take a look at. But for the rest of these, if you're doing tier lists and stuff like that, I think that that's fine. I don't think that YouTube would have an issue with that. But that's one of the things that I would say, just from listening to it right now, it's just the music itself was a little bit too loud. Other than that, if I was going to rate this channel, I would have to also rate this thing a 9 out of 10, just based on everything that you have put together so far. And the long form videos have been performing extremely well, especially when you look at the subscriber count. You have 353 subscribers, but you're posting content that's getting thousands of views. That's always a good sign. So awesome, Nick. So I appreciate you being patient for that. Like I said, man, if you want to go ahead and join the Discord as well, feel free to do so. I will drop that link in the chat again. If you would like to join the Discord, I'd love to have you in there. But that's awesome. That's awesome. I'm gonna get to a couple more channels. See what y'all talking about, man. I always push the wrong button. What up, Marv? How you doing? Appreciate you stopping by. You said W 9 out of 10. I agree with that. I agree with that. Amazing. Nextly, thanks for the feedback. Yeah, anytime. I appreciate you dropping the channel in there. And like I said, I think that the content is performing extremely well right now, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. All right. Let me see. What up, Ruhan? Hold on. I'm trying to go through in some type of order. I do see that you are interested in a review. Just a disclaimer, I may not get to everyone, but there have been some people in here that I want to make sure that I at least attempt to go through. I know Nexy was waiting for a little bit. I actually don't know if we had anybody else that was pending. I'm just going through and looking right now. I don't think so. Ruhan loves dancing. All right. So we hop in here and see. I guess I can pull it right here. I said Ruhan was here. Oh, okay. I must just have not seen it. My fault, Ruhan. All right, let me pull this up real quick. All right, get out of that. Boom. Boom. All right, Ruhan, I appreciate the patience. Let us take a look. Main. All right, so we got the channel right now. Looking at. Oh, okay. Ruhan loves dancing. I got you. I was looking at your @ handle and it says Ruhan loves posting, and I got a little bit confused. But looks like Ruhan has been on YouTube This specific account joined 2011. You got 184 videos posted, 86 subscribers so far. And it looks like you've been doing a lot more shorts because these videos were posted 7 months ago, one 7 years ago. Looks like there's a lot more shorts that you've been posting, and these are more frequent. 20 minutes ago, you just posted something. 23 hours a day ago, 6 days ago. So I'm just looking at these. All right, we can take a look at it. So I'm only 8, so I may not have good content. I mean, people can make good content. Obviously, it's going to be different just based upon like an audience you reach. If you're 8 years old, and be other people around that age maybe that will be interested in the content. But we're going to see. You said see the first one.
Life could be a dream. Life could be a dream. Life could be.
Okay, hold on. I'm not gonna do that one. Okay. I would say honestly, Ruhan, at your age, if you enjoy creating content, if this is something that you're passionate about, I would just keep posting. I mean, as far as some of the shorts themselves, if you're learning exactly what it is that you want to do with your content, I would just keep on posting. I mean, you've had, let me see. You've had some success. There's like a video here that has 7,500 views. Another video got 2,300. So you've broken 1,000 inside of the shorts for what it is that you're trying to do. And then obviously I'm trying to be sensitive to your age as well. I would keep posting. And the only tip that I would give is if you do find something that worked, if you find something that did a lot more views than you typically see, like if you see 100 views or 12 views or something like that, but you posted a video that maybe got 1,000 or 2,000 views, I would look at that and maybe repeat some of the things that you have done to get, or that you've done in that video that got those thousands of views, and just try that out. But I would say just keep posting. And if you got a passion for content, I would just keep following that path. But I appreciate you for submitting your channel to me. Okay. All right, cool. Big W's, man. Big W's. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Have a smile. What up with you? He said, not my channel because mine is bad. I guarantee you the channel's not bad, man. But I appreciate you coming in and have a smile. It's been a while since I've chopped it up with you. Okay. I think that we have reviewed most everybody's channels so far. I did want to, so much time, we got an hour 52. I can answer some of y'all's questions, and then I wanted to get into reacting to the streamer's name I was talking about earlier is Nitro Camden. And we're gonna talk a little bit about that situation and go over some of that. All right, next he said, do you prefer posting shorts or long form content? You joined the Discord? Nice, nice. I appreciate you. I definitely see you over in the Discord. Do I prefer posting shorts or longs? I don't know if I have a preference. If I had to choose, I would probably say I prefer long form content. The only reason why I say that, so I enjoy posting shorts, but the thing is about a short, even if you get a short that does a lot of views, you're going to get people to subscribe to your channel based off of that short. And me personally, I can't tell why they subscribed. If I posted a 15-second short about something, the person who subscribed, I can't tell why they subscribed. You know, if this is, did they just like the edits, or did they like the sound effects? I have no clue. If I posted a long form video and say it's a 10-minute video where I'm talking about how to grow on YouTube and I'm talking about different ways that somebody can grow on YouTube, then I have a much better idea of that avatar of the person who subscribed to that video. I can almost guaranteed tell that they are an aspiring YouTuber or they want to grow their channel on YouTube. So that's why I would say, I guess I prefer longs over shorts, because short form content, I just don't know if somebody subscribes what they're subscribing for. All right. He said, does it mess up the algorithm to post both for new channels? That's a good question. And this is just my opinion. I'm not sure, but I would say if you post content and let's say that your short form content aligns perfectly with your long form, like for you, Awkward Doc, if yours is going to be talking about like brain behavior and stuff like that, and you post like an interesting factoid that's like a 20-second short about that on your channel, that would have a better crossover appeal to your long form than if you were to post like memes or something like that. So I think if you were posting shorts that are not in relation at all to your long form content, that could potentially mess with the algorithm, or it could get you a lot of subscribers or an audience that is not interested in your long form content whatsoever. So those are some things that you can consider. But yeah, I mean, that's my thought about that. Keeg, what's good? Appreciate you joining. Like, do ASMR. I said, yeah, for sure. On my gaming channel, the shorts viewers don't really like. I got you. Stay for you. It's just the topic. Yeah, I've experienced that myself. Like, I'll post with my shorts. I do a lot of content where I'm talking about other creators. Like, it could be a large streamer like Kai Cenat, iShowSpeed. It could be Mr. Beast. And some of those, if they get traction, like I've had some that have hit millions of views, and people might subscribe just because they like the creator I'm talking about. It actually has nothing to do with my channel or what I do on my channel, or maybe they just like the editing or something like that. I have no idea. So it can actually mess up some of your audience base, I guess. Said, yeah, as long as they're connected, I think it's fine. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Oh, crap. This comment just came in. Next, I'm about to leave the stream. I appreciate you for coming through. When is the next one? You're really entertaining. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. The next stream, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I'm really hoping to hold these streams on like a weekly basis, or maybe do it like 2-3 times a week. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. That way you'll know the next time I do schedule one, but I'm really hoping within the next couple of days to spark another stream, just so you guys know my, I guess my channel value is I want to inspire the next generation of content creators. And I typically do that by looking at somebody that's already successful and then breaking down what they did to become successful. So I'm working on a project right now that's going to take quite a bit of time. It's a documentary for a streamer named Agent Zero. He's been on YouTube and Twitch for a while, and he's super successful, like top 1% of all creators. So I've gone through and researched everything, every detail about how he got to where he is today. And I'm going to be making a documentary, but it takes a while because there's so much research. I have to film that, which I plan on filming it today. And then I'm gonna be getting into the lab behind the editing booth. So that might take a while. So I'm only mentioning that because it could be a few days or so before I actually spark another stream. Big half smile. You said review the Minecraft Shorts creator Peachos. Oh, I'm only reviewing people who are in the chat generally, unless I'm like reacting to something. I'm probably not going to review like somebody else's channel. It's just people who are requesting it in the chat. But if Peachos hits the radar, then I might be, I don't know, reacting to a video or something like that. So that would be great. It would keep me accountable to have another video ready. 100%. I will say, Awkward Doc, when I'm just relying on myself, and I don't want to make any excuses, but it is that much more difficult for me to go through and have like a upload schedule and stay consistent, a lot of times I get in my head, I'm in YouTube Studio way too much. So I look at the numbers and that starts to impact. Oh man, I was going to do this today, but I looked at these numbers and YouTube just told me I sucked. I got a 10 out of 10. You know what? I'm not going to work on what I need to today. So that's the whole point of the Discord. You know, we can hold each other accountable, but we can also learn things and teach each other things that maybe we would not learn ourselves as quickly. So you grow much faster. If somebody says, hey, I just found this out and this worked, and they can tell the community, I think that that is will be an amazing feature of having everybody in the Discord. Verdict, I appreciate it. You've been here since the very beginning. You dropped a comment before I even went live and you still been in here, bro. So thanks so much. Thanks so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Verdict, that's a good dude, man. That's a good dude. I like that. I like that. All right, we got Marv Clock. It's looking for a review. All right, Marv Clock, I can go through the channel. This will probably be the last review before I go through and react to this Nitro Cam situation. But yeah, we could do that. Awkward Doc, I appreciate you. Thanks so much for coming through. It means a lot even to have people in here like active in the chat. Marv Doc, line on the channel. Let's see. Let's go ahead and run this. All right, Marv Doc. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Let's open this up and let's see what rating that we get is. All right, Marv Clock. I said Marv Doc. Idiot. Marv Clock, I appreciate you dropping your channel into the chat. Now we're going to go through it and I'll give you just some of my feedback. Now, again, this is just my opinion. I am not a YouTube guru. I'm trying to figure it out myself, but I'll be glad to give you just my overall thoughts. Now, I have a channel here, 373 videos, 10.8K subscribers. Awesome, man. So you have definitely built an audience. I got everything linked up, bro. The Twitch, the IG, the TikTok, the Snap, the golly. Okay. Marv Moments. Oh, you got a lot of different YouTube channels as well. It looks like this specific channel that you started January 2024. Nice. And it's gotten close to 500,000 views in total. So that's amazing. Definitely have been on the grind. Let's see. Let me go into the videos here. All right. Let me see on this channel, like the first post. Okay, it was 2 years ago. To the latest. All right, looks like you got some members only content. So it seems as though you have built somewhat of a community. If you do have members in there and you're posting exclusive content, I think that that's a great way to monetize on YouTube. I like this thumbnail right here. I like this thumbnail right here, bro. That's fire. Okay, and like you do, it looks like you do variety content as well. Bet. All right, cool. I really like this. I like the approach that you're taking to content. It seems as though you are streaming and then maybe cutting clips out of your stream and then posting it as YouTube videos. That's something that I'm just now trying to get into myself. This is a crazy thumbnail, gang. I mean, it looks AI, but this is a crazy thumbnail. I wanted to see if you had other channels connected to this channel. Okay, I don't see other channels connected to it. But anyway, let me just give you my thoughts. All right, from the overall like vibe, you said I'm a streamer, but I make vids sometimes. Absolutely. I think that is meta. Like that's actually the most efficient way to produce content and get your content out there. Marv Moments. I might take a look at it, but I'm gonna go through here. From the overall look and feel, you know, there's some personality that you have here. You got SpongeBob as an avatar and the banner. And then when we look at the content itself, this is very reminiscent, just to give you my thoughts, of a streamer's channel. So I do think from the standpoint of what's working on the platform that you are following a certain method. And the thumbnails that you have here, I really do like this. I would say, and just this thumbnail specifically, I would say for this, it's not necessary in the thumbnail to have all of your links to your channels. Like, you could potentially take that away and just have the unmingle or the umingle logo, and then it's just you reacting to a very scary image that gets across like the point that you're trying to, and visually displaying what's happening in this video. So I tried Omegle at 3 a.m. That's a very good title. It's a very like streamer type title as well. It's showing without really telling. And even the title, there's a lot left up to the curiosity. Okay, you tried Omegle at 3 a.m. What happened? I can tell from the thumbnail something crazy happened. Like somebody popped up there. There was some type of scare or something like that. So I think from a title and thumbnail perspective, it looks like, you know, you put in the work where you have a certain style about it. Now, if I look at some of the view counts, you got 10,000 subscribers. Let's see. I'll go to the most popular here and see what's worked. There's 793. Latest for the 10,000. I wonder if you have some shorts that's like going crazy. 47,000 views. Okay. Go back to the latest. I'm curious where the 10,000 came from. Let me know if you've maybe taken some content off of this channel, or maybe deleted something. This channel started. Oh, it comes from the live stream. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I'm an idiot. That makes a lot of sense. I think from a YouTube perspective, I'm just going to open up this latest video right here, and I want to see how you started the video.
The game, if y'all don't know, Omegle is a place, right? Omegle is an app, is a website or anything like. I mean, it's not Omegle. Umingle. Umingle is an app. Umingle is an app. So I'm gonna join the app, right? And y'all are gonna give me challenges for me to complete. And I need to get a bingo from the challenges. You feel me? So like, it's not me doing a challenge like jump on your bed. Oh yeah, I'm definitely bringing my bed out here to jump on it. No, it has to be a challenge that involves Umingle. Hold on, let me just show you.
Okay. I like the fact that you're pulling some stream content and posting that. Now, I would say just my feedback from that video, based off of the expectation that I had looking at the thumbnail and then clicking into it, the pacing to get started into the content was a little bit slow. Now, you are, again, I know you're pulling it from your stream. So when it comes to the editing, you have to, you know, figure out how you want to do it. You have to figure out how you want to have the intro, but you're just pulling it from the stream. So it started off a little slow. Now, I would say there's a couple things maybe that you could do there as an example. If there's something crazy that happened on the stream, you can take that and pull that clip and just put it at the front of the video, just as like a foreshadowing. So people know, okay, this thing is going to happen in this video, as opposed to having the explanation start like that. Now, obviously that takes more time to edit, and you have to actually start putting it in there, and it's going to be more time consuming. But I think that it could really pay off to hook people as soon as they click on the video. Then they know what they're going to get out of it. So it's either that, or in the explanation itself, or inside of the explanation itself, it could be just like let me try to give you an example real quick. And I'm sure you already know this, but let me pull up one of the creators that I think it's like super impressive the way that they go about it. Let's see. Maya. Boom, Maya Higa. If we look at the YouTube video, does she put it on here? Hold on. Okay. hold on 1 second. I'm pulling this up real quick to try to give an example real quick. Now there's that. All right, I'm just gonna go with this. I'm gonna just go with this. All right, sorry, y'all. All right, so this is a live stream. So she's essentially taking her live stream and then making it into a YouTube video. This one is titled Testing Streamers Animal Knowledge. So while she was streaming, she knew that she was going to make this into a YouTube video. So she did like an official YouTube intro while she was on stream. This could be difficult. I've tried it myself. For violated policy. I'll bring up that comment later, but I just wanted to show this.
YouTube, what's up? Welcome to a video where I test whether or not my friends listen to me. Specifically, whether or not streamers know anything about animals. Like and subscribe.
Okay, boom. So I would say that there's a couple of ways you can go about it. Like I said, this was in a live stream. So as she was streaming, she just started going into whatever the video was, did an intro. That could be a way to help like keep some attention when somebody clicks on the video. Click off of that. Now you said something here that I wanted to. So I did that to one of my videos that got removed for violating policy. Okay, I don't know what the policy was. I don't know. Maybe it was something in the video that did actually violate YouTube terms and conditions. I'm not sure what that is, but I don't think it's because you put a clip in the front. I think what you're saying is it just got removed, but you did do it in a video. So I would say that would be a proper way to try to open up a video like that. It's just explaining the premise of the video, what the viewer is going to get out of it, or you can foreshadow by just putting the, you know, the most exciting or the highlights at the very front of it. Other than that, hey Marv, I'll say this: if you want to, actually don't know how that works. I think that's fine. If you want to join the Discord, where I'm trying to gather as many creators as possible, we have some like-minded individuals in there who are passionate about content. Feel free to join the Discord. I keep on doing that. I'm gonna drop a link in the chat right now if you're interested. I really do like that you are a streamer and you are multi-purposing your content. You probably take clips out of your stream, like for the shorts, and then you turn that into shorts for YouTube and TikTok and stuff like that. And then you are taking long form segments out of the short and you're posting it. You said the link is expired, I think. Really? No, there's no way. Unless I got a setting on it. I'll have to check that later. But no, I was saying, based on your content, that's the same thing I'm trying to do. I'm trying to take streams now and make my videos out of my streams for the most part. So everything that you're doing here is probably things that you could teach me, but I do like the way you're going about it. I do think streaming is going to be, and it really already is taking over when it comes to content creation. It's the most efficient, and I think it's the most powerful method. People can actually connect with you on stream, and it takes a lot less time. You can just download the stream and then you can make that into like 3 or 4 YouTube videos, and you can, you know, maybe have like 12 shorts come out of it. So yeah, you got a clip channel as well. Okay, fire. Yeah, I've seen that a lot with streamers also. But Marv, I appreciate you for submitting your channel. I guess if I had to go through, some of this is personal preference, but if I had to rate it, I'm gonna go ahead and rate that a 7.5 out of 10. The reason why I'm rating it that is really because I like what you're doing. I like the streaming aspect of it, and I like that you are taking that and then you're multi-purposing all your streams and then posting it onto your different channels. Look, if you think about YouTube, not even YouTube videos, you just think about any piece of content. It could be a short or it could be a long form piece of content that you post. If you think about those as like lottery tickets, the more that you have, the more likely that something's going to hit. So I really do like what you're doing there. Said thanks for the feedback. Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you for coming through. Everybody who is in the chat right now, man, if y'all would hold on, I'm so slow with this, I'm gonna get better over time. If y'all would go ahead and subscribe to the channel, I would appreciate that. I'm definitely looking to build an audience of like-minded creators who, you know, are passionate about content. So if you want to subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. I got a fire video that's going to be dropping probably at the end of next week. See, it might take me a while to edit it down. We'll see what it looks like, but go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hopefully my Discord link is working. If you're able to get in there, you know, join the Discord, we'll chop it up. And then if you are on Twitch, I see I got 1 viewer in there right now. Hey man, that's a PR for me. Go ahead and follow. And you know, if you want to subscribe, I'm looking to hit this goal. I'm looking to hit this goal right here. If I can get 10 in there, oh my Lord, that would be amazing. So go ahead and follow. If you enjoy this content, just join the Discord. Bet. Okay, I like that. Awesome. All right, cool. Well, the next thing I wanted to go over is my fault. Full Ranger, what's good with you? Appreciate you for stopping by. The next thing I wanted to go over was a storyline that broke a day or two ago. I don't know if anybody here, I would almost expect Marv, you probably know since you're a streamer. There's a streamer named Nitro Cam, and there was a pretty wild incident that happened. We're going to react to it, but I wanted to give my take about Nitro Cam because he blew up overnight. He's now averaging, he got like 4,000 or 5,000 viewers on Twitch. That equals a lot of money. If it's not fake, I think that he leaked his earnings and it's like $20,000 in a day. So, oh, y'all saying the link did expire. Hold on. Thanks for letting me know. Let me check something. I might have a, oh, Verdict is, hey, Verdict, that's a good dude. I might have something on it where there's a setting where it actually expires. Expire after 30 days. Okay. Expire never. Oh, if I generate a new link, then ooh. No limit, generate a new link. Crap. Well, they hide it. Interesting. Okay. All right, this is gonna suck. This is gonna suck, y'all. Because I need to change it on my channel real quick. Just bear with me, I'm so sorry. View my channel. I need to update it. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm gonna update my link so it shouldn't expire any longer for the Discord. Okay. All right, look, if you are having trouble in joining the Discord, if you go to my channel itself, like onto my channel, the link that's in there, you should be able to join off of that. All right. I just gotta change some things when I send the link out to y'all. Okay, hold on. Okay. I think that maybe updated it. Okay. Let me see. I'm gonna drop the link right now in the chat real quick. That should be the updated link. And you should be able to get in there like that. And then I had to change something in here too. Which one is it? The stream elements? Let me Nexi, let me know if you can get in there with the updated link. I literally just updated it right now. Let me see. Crap. Sorry, y'all. I'm just updating some stuff real quick. Streaming tools. No. Chatbot. Chat commands. Okay, Discord. I gotta edit this. I gotta edit this. All right. Okay, it should be good. If anybody's trying to join, just let me know. Let me know if it worked. Hopefully it did. I think I updated all of those. All right, I think we should be good. Let me try this new link real quick. You said it worked, Marv? All right, I appreciate you. I appreciate that. All right, we shouldn't have to deal with that anymore. I think everything is updated now. All right, cool, y'all. I appreciate the patience. Okay, like I said, the next thing I wanted to do is react to some stuff that's been going on in the streamer world with a streamer named NitroCam. Let me get the video real quick. All right, I gotta do this better. Let's research NitroCam. Come on, man. To me, revenue. Oh, it's NitroCam research. I bet. All right, so we're gonna react to this video real quick. Boom.
Don't let my whimsical.
All right, we're gonna react to this video. It's titled "Worst Mom Ever Seen on Twitch."
Don't let my whimsical Gary hat deceive you. I've got no quirky intro here. There's nothing silly about this. It's actually heartbreaking. So last night, a huge streamer named Stable Ronaldo did a 10,000 plus viewer raid to a streamer with one viewer named Nitro Camden. He got extremely excited and happy, so he celebrated, which raised the decibel levels in his room to a point that his mother found unacceptable. So she marches in there on a warpath, starts like unplugging his shit, saying horrible, awful things to her son and saying like he needs to get out of her house, and then starts beating him on stream in front of everyone to see. And I mean, legitimately beating him, throwing punches to his face. There's even a point where she's like on top of him and then punching him in the face from like the side. It's unhinged. And she was talking about how she's going to call the police to have him kicked out of her house. If the police arrived, you'd be in handcuffs, you fucking moron, as you should be. Like, this is unbelievable behavior. She should be arrested 1,000%.
Literally, I've never had this much people in here before, bro. I'm just trying to like, Mama, I have 10,000 people. Why are you I have 10,000 people in here. I have 10,000 people in here. Why are you taking my stuff?
That's wild, bro.
I'm not doing anything. I have 10,000 people in here. Why are you in the camera? I have 10,000 people in here. They just raided me.
I'm curious what she thinks that means when he says I got 10,000 people in here. I'm curious what she thinks that means. Like, she actually just does not care whatsoever. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm familiar with this situation, and I kind of looked at Camden's backstory, and he's been streaming for a long time. So if it gets to the point where if you see that your kid has some type of passion or desire for something and they're working toward it, to come in at a point where he's never reached before. I mean, this doesn't happen, bro. For somebody to get raided by a Stable Ronaldo and have 10,000 people in their chat is really what people dream about. And it happened for him, and for her to come in there and just start trying to take all of his equipment out and unplug all his stuff, that actually makes zero sense to me, bro. It makes zero sense.
Why are you taking my Mama? Why are you taking my Mama, stop. Why? Because I'm trying to stream. So you can call the police because I'm streaming. I have 10,000 people in here watching. I just got raided.
It's unthinkable. I don't know how someone can be so cruel, just a fucking demon like this, where her son is obviously extremely happy and reiterates to her numerous times there's 10,000 people watching. That is a life-changing moment that can turn into an entire career overnight. And not only does she not care, disregard it, but then becomes emboldened to then beat him in front of all of those people. Like, she's got a fucking stadium watching, so then she goes and abuses her son physically in front of all of them as part of, like, her talent show or something. I don't know if she's trying to submit, like, a tape for the UFC or something for a contract, but it's actually unfathomable. How can you as a parent not have any kind of, like, appreciation or joy or enthusiasm for your child who is now having a potentially life-changing moment happening right in front of your eyes?
And the crazy thing is, not only that, it's like, to get to the point where while that's happening, even if she was super agitated with him being loud or whatever the case is, okay, if she goes in there and he's explaining, hey, sorry, I have 10,000 people just came in here. Well, if he's trying to explain it in Twitch lingo, like, oh, somebody just raided me, she probably doesn't understand what that means, but I'm sure she would know when he says, I'm streaming, there's 10,000 people watching me. Well, why not at that point, even if the noise was an issue, just wait to have that conversation at a later point other than on the live? Now, all of the other stuff, like I said, I've reacted to it, so I understand. Super unacceptable, bro. Like, putting their hands on anybody is unacceptable. But even if you're upset, why not just wait to have that conversation at another time? Even if the conversation was, all right, you're 18 now, and so you have to find your own way. It could have been gone about such a better way, bro. But it baffles me the way that she went about it.
And she feels nothing but anger. Like, she is angrier than fucking Kratos battling the gods here. And she's on a warpath now, like, unplugging everything. She starts insulting him, telling him how he needs to get out, he's useless, this and that. She's a fucking evil, vile monster. She not only ruins the moment for him, turning what appears to be like an extremely happy moment in his life for something he's very passionate about with, like, streaming here, and now he's got, like, an audience all of a sudden. She not only goes in there and just stomps all over it, she then starts beating him.
Move!
It's hard to watch, bro. This is hard to watch, bro.
Go get your stuff. You gotta go. Go. Go get your stuff.
Only because I'm reacting to this, I'm not gonna skip it, but I wouldn't watch it again. I seen what I need to see.
And then go. I would hate to have to call the police on you. Go ahead and go. You're done. I'm not playing this game.
Isn't that crazy to think? I don't know what logic this is. She said, I'm gonna call the police on you, which is essentially just calling the police on yourself. You're on a live stream in 4K and you physically assaulted him and you're going to call the police? Like, I don't know what that logic is, but that's insane, bro.
It's almost midnight. Go call him. Out of my room, my house, everything. This is all mine. Get out.
Ugh.
Get out. Get out.
She about to lose everything she got, really.
Get out of my house. You're not welcome anymore. Get out.
That's crazy, bro. This is crazy. It's so hard. Like
it's extremely hard to watch.
Like a child, bro. Like a child. It's, you know, that's insane, bro. Now imagine imagine that Cam just matched her energy, and imagine he threw hands at her the same way she throwing hands at him. It probably would knock her clean out. And the thing is, if that was to happen, who do you think will get in trouble? He would be the one to get in trouble. But the fact that she's just sitting there beating on him, and I don't know exactly what he did. Obviously, it's just from this one stream or this video. I don't know anything that's happened in the past, but the fact that she is like on level 10 with this just doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense.
This is a violent, disgusting freak that's not fit to be called a mother. This is just deplorable. And Camden is, you know, like boxing her out to stop her from just like tearing everything apart there. And I'm really glad he did, because the stream stayed on, which means there is now evidence of these crimes, evidence of this abuse at the hands of his mom. What was an extremely joyful moment in her son's life, and what should have been a really proud moment in hers, for some reason struck a chord deep inside of her tainted soul, and it became this source of misery for her, and she decided to take it all out on her son, and like saying how he needs to get out, he was too loud, it's almost midnight, you were too loud, get the fuck out of my house, you're useless, starts beating him, threatening to call the police to get him out. And the whole time you can see like he's not fighting back or anything. It feels like this is probably something that's happened before. She seems extremely comfortable, not
There's no way it hasn't
shy
happened
at all
before.
about beating her son in front of 10,000 people.
Yeah, if she did that on a live, she understood people are watching. I think there's at one point she says, I don't care how many people are here. I don't care if it's 10 million. If she did that, understanding people were in the stream, there is zero chance that this is the first time that this has happened. There is no way, bro. There's no way. Unfortunately, man, I hate that they had to go through this, but who knows how long it's been going on.
By the way, so I guess this is just routine for her. She thinks it's normal or acceptable. It's not. This is inexcusable behavior here, and she should be arrested 1000%.
Yeah.
It is it's so sad to see.
Well, be prepared for the police to come put you out there. So you don't think your stupid ass have to get out. You're 18, dummy. You don't have to live in my house. Great, but I'm letting you know, because you're getting out at 6 o'clock tomorrow. When I wake up, you get your ass up and you're getting out.
Now she's posted up in his seat on his stream in front of...
I don't know if I agree with this magical clock of 18. Now it's like she can't wait. It's like she can't wait for him to leave the house. Now, again, I don't know everything that's going on behind the scenes here, anything like that. But the fact that she come in there talking about, I'm gonna call the police to get you out of my house. You leaving 6 o'clock in the morning or whenever. You're 18 now. I don't know. I don't know what happened behind the scenes there, but yeah, that's L Mom.
10,000 people after beating him in front of them and just treating it like it's her show now, like it's her podcast. What the fuck?
You're not gonna keep blatantly disrespecting me. I told you to lay down. This is what you do every other time.
This is crazy. That's how people talk to, maybe that's how people talk to their pets, like talk to their dog. I told you to lay down. Like, the kid is 18 and he's in there. She probably does not understand how impactful that it is for as long as he's been grinding on Twitch, on YouTube. I think he's on Kick also to try to get an audience. I think he's been doing this since he was like 10 years old. And the moment finally happened, or like I said, this conversation could have just been had at a different time, but I really don't think that she interested at all in any of his dreams or goals or desires and how big of a moment that this is.
You try to act like you don't break rules, but you do this every other time. I walk past the room and I'm like, why is the light still on? I'm exercising. Well, you should have been did that. It's bedtime. Okay, cool.
Bedtime 18.
Take your ass down.
So she wasn't even like asleep or anything and got woken up and, you know, like groggy and a little frustrated being woken up late at night because maybe she's got work early in the morning. Not that any of that would even be excusable in any capacity whatsoever. But there's not even like a morsel of sense for why she'd be upset that he was making some noise when she's not asleep. He's 18 years old and it's not even midnight, so it's not like, you know, extraordinarily late where, you know, it's just so fucking late and you've ruined the peace and serenity and the tranquility of this household, this sacred house. Like, this is just so unhinged to me, because there's
it's a
even less
power move.
explanation for why she's so upset in the first place. So, she heard a little bit of noise from his room and the lights were on. He explains to her why there was a little bit of noise, because he's just been raided. He has 10,000 viewers there. Again, a potentially life-changing moment. And she goes in there and just starts beating him up for it. And she has the gall to talk about him breaking rules for justification on why she did what she did. Well, how about laws, you fucking idiot? You broke some of those, you know. You should be arrested.
Well, we're gonna see how much baby it is once I help you pack your shit.
I think she will be.
I told you to lay down, so you don't have to lay down. Please lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down.
It's like she talking to an animal.
Down.
Like she talking to
All I said was,
her
you're
pet
not gonna
or something.
keep blatantly disrespecting me and think you stand in
What
this
does she
house.
even do?
You bring absolutely no value to this house. You barely clean up this room. You only take out the trash when I say that it needs to be taken out. You don't do anything. Literally not. So lay down. It's still like,
Now she's preaching about how he brings no value to the house. What the fuck do you bring to the house besides an aggressive upbringing and knuckle sandwiches where you beat your children?
The crazy thing is, she says you bring no value to the house. Where, and again, she probably does not understand what just happened. And in the days following this incident, like I said, if it's real, I saw like he opened his Twitch analytics or his channel dashboard, and it showed $20,000 in a day or two. And you know, for her to say that, I know she doesn't actually understand that moment, but for her to just keep towering over him, pointing, sit down, I told you to lay down, like that's literally like talking to your dog. That's crazy, bro. Not your son.
You psycho? She keeps instructing him to lay down as he's like pleading with her to not hit him, which again tells me that this happens pretty often. This was not some like isolated incident. It sounds like that's probably how she just conducts business as usual, which is completely unacceptable. And she just keeps saying, lay down, treat him like a fucking dog. And if I'm being honest, she's extremely lucky her son is more mature than she is and has enough restraint and self-control to not just start exchanging blows with her.
I was like I said earlier, the fact that he showed some restraint there, she could have been laid out. She literally could have been laid out, bro. And I would have to agree, super mature to handle the incident the way that he did. But like I said, unfortunately, it's not the first time that this has happened.
Because if he did fight back, boy howdy, I tell you what, his mother would not be feeling so confident. Because as she was like crawling all over him, ripping things off of his desk and punching him, she was visibly winded. Like that took a toll on her immediately. Her cardio peters out after like 10 seconds of activity. So I don't know what exercise she's doing there, but she needs a new program because that shit ain't working at all. So she is very lucky that her son is just a good person who's not going to just be fighting his mom. But meanwhile, she's a nightmare who has no problems just clobbering her son, taking advantage of his good nature.
you should have did that hours ago. You've been at home all fucking day. Instead of playing video games. Like a fucking 40-year-old virgin in his mama's basement.
How delusional
That's a
can
weird
you be?
comment.
Not only is her violence sickening,
That's a weird
but her
comment to make to your
stupidity
kid.
is as well. To be calling your son, comparing him to a 40-year-old virgin playing video games in his mom's basement. Because he played video games and got a 10,000 viewer raid. So that's 10...
Hey, this just tells me her saying you playing video games like a 40-year-old virgin. Just so not with the times, bro. People playing video games become multi-millionaires, living their best life off of playing video games. Bro. Tell me she absolutely has no interest in any of his desires, has no interest to learn anything about what he's doing, about what he wants to accomplish. None of that, because she doesn't understand. And yeah, 40-year-old version talking to your kid, that's just a crazy statement, bro.
1,000 people that came to his stream, which could be a life-changing career opportunity, and she's comparing these two things somehow, like he's just some kind of like loser in the dark, never going to amount to anything, even though he is telling her numerous times like how big of a deal this is, that there are 10,000 people watching him, and this is a very, very lucrative possible career now on his lap, and she's just belittling it, insulting him for it. She's so dumb. She is so fucking dumb. So she's a criminal, and she is an extremely stupid one too.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
And that's confirmed. That's not even an opinion. That's just objectively true of her saying, I'm going to call the police on you after I just assaulted you. That's insane, bro. That's insane. So I had to say that is a pretty low IQ move.
It's unbelievable to me. I truly hope that Nitro Camden blows up from this and gets like an actual career and can leave his mother in the past. Just leave her in the dirt, never talk to her again. She doesn't deserve communication with him. This is unacceptable behavior across the board from her. And I really hope, this has become a huge story, so I really hope there's a lot of support and a lot of people rallying behind Nitro Camden. And I just wish him the best. And I am so sorry to see what he has to put up with his mother here. Anyway, I hope she gets arrested. I hope she goes to jail, and I hope that he has a very prosperous career as a streamer, if that's what he chooses to do, or whatever path he wants to walk. I'm just wishing him the best, man. Anyway, that's really about it. So, yep.
W Charlie, man. What the heck? Oh, it's in a playlist. That's why I started playing. Yeah, man, that's a crazy story. Because I don't know. It's been all over the internet. I don't know if I keep doing that, bro. I don't know if anybody has seen this incident, but it was a pretty bizarre one. Now, the reason why I wanted to react to it, I've already seen it. So it's not like I'm faking a reaction, but I wanted to give y'all context on what was going on in this situation if you haven't heard about it, because there's something that nobody is talking about with Nitro Camden that I find interesting behind the scenes, though. Like, I've seen some people on Twitter saying, I hate people who get these shortcuts to success, and people who don't deserve it that are now blowing up. It's some wild takes, but I wanted to talk about something in relation to that, because I think that Nitro Cam actually exposed something that is the reason why people actually blow up. Now, from this incident, it was unfortunate, bro. Like, that's not anything that anybody wants to see. And the reason why he actually blew up, I hate the reason, but I like the outcome of what happened. So I do want to explain why I think it was deserved, and also some things that are behind the scenes that nobody's really talking about with Nitro Cam that I think can help a lot of people and actually get into where they want to go with content creation. But before I get into that, man, let me just see in the chat what y'all talking about. I had somebody hop in here. Coastal Thrills, you dropped your channel. I don't know if you're still here. I could probably review the channel real quick, but there was one other thing that I wanted to do after this reaction, in which I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do it. But if you are still in the chat, man, let me know. I do got to take a break real quick, y'all. I got to take a piss for real. So I'm going to put on BRB, and then once I come back for some channel reviews, I might be able to continue some of those. But I did want to talk more about this Nitro Cam incident. If you're just joining, we just reacted to this video. Oh, crap.
Don't let my...
Hold on. Let me find it. All right. Yeah, if you're just joining, we just reacted to this video. It was pretty crazy. It's been all over Twitter. It's been all over every social media platform, where there was a young man who was streaming in his room. Somebody came in, dropped him a raid. So 10,000 viewers came into his stream, in which nobody was watching him at the time. It was a major moment for him. So he was kind of celebrating it. He had some music playing and was dancing to it. And his mom came in the room, told him to turn the stream off, started assaulting him physically. It was a wild, wild thing to witness. And then from that, the community came together and helped him out in a number of different ways. So we just reacted to that. But I had some things that I wanted to say about that as well. So I'm going to get into that as soon as I come back. But I got to take a piss. So I'll be right back. All right, my fault, y'all. So let's talk about this real quick. Let me open up something that I found interesting. It's Nitro Camden. Okay. Is it this? Or is it stats? Yeah, stats. I think all time. Okay, that is all time. All right, boom. Those are stream hours. Wasn't doing anything. Sheesh. All right. All right, y'all. Let me try to do this the right way. I got to open up Twitter also. Apologize. Bear with me. Not that. History? Okay. All right, sorry, y'all. All right, so I wanted to talk about this. I wanted to talk about this Nitro Cam situation because I saw some things. Obviously, this is blown up. It's trending on Twitter, it's trending on YouTube, trending everywhere. And so there's a lot of takes, and for the majority of people, they are happy that he got out of the situation that he was in. Right now, he's living with his friend temporarily, just staying in the basement. So his friend came through for him and said, hey, you can just come stay in the basement. You can have your setup here and you can stream here. You can stay here. So I know Cam just turned 18. He's a senior in high school. He has 1 year left of school. And most people were really encouraged by seeing the community come together and support him. You had Center reach out. You've had Stable Ronaldo, Agent Zero. You've had so many people reach out and seeing how they could support him in this time of transition. And yeah, most people are thinking that that is a really positive thing, and a lot of good things came out of the community. But I did see some takes as I was going through online where some people had like some mixed feelings, and these are one of the takes. This is from a low tier god. Say he hates on the 18-year-old streamer Nitro Camden for getting 8,000 subs overnight, and then throws a shot at Kai Cenat. Now I haven't listened to this, so I don't know what his take is, but I was interested in seeing his thoughts about this. Oops.
New raw cut, so I should get a family to yell at me. To get a fake family to yell at me in my room so I can get a quick 8K subs. Hey, you know blacks. You know, these niggas survive off shortcuts. I won't be covering that topic again. Once I start seeing niggas get shortcuts, I can't fuck with it. I muted all topics. They kept popping up on my Twitter about that shit. We don't know what the fuck he did, but he got a shortcut in life. You know, even I felt sorry for the nigga, but I don't believe in shortcuts. So I should be the person that inspires people that really don't have any handouts. But niggas glaze people to get fucking shortcuts. There was no special collab or anything. Everything I did, I got popping myself. I put my own self on. It's just easier to fake hate on me because it's popular to do so, and it always has been. Yeah, you didn't see me just streaming one day and somebody was like, damn, ain't nobody ever gave that nigga flowers, gang. I'ma raid him. And I just got 50,000 niggas in here and I'm just going crazy and fucking all of a sudden I got all these fake viewers that I didn't earn. Nah, my shit's realistic. There's no fucking fear buck post that did anything for me. Exactly. While never being able to fully profit and monetize my content 100% because everybody steals it. Like I said, my road is, there is no handouts for me. Everything I get in life is gonna be organic. It's equivalent to a rich motherfucker bragging about their shoe game. Like, who gives a fuck? You're rich. I mean, you should have a mean shoe game. You're rich. I forgot I had to come on here and Chrome and shit. I had to make a video about mental health, but put on a Chrome hat to do it. I forgot, who am I kidding? I forgot I'm a nigga.
All right, so this is low tier. I don't watch any of his content. This is maybe one of the first times I have watched any of the content. One of the things that I want to say before I even give my take about some of this is a lot of he talking about himself, and because something gets clipped up and there's a lot of cuts, I don't know all of the context. Now, what he's saying is people who are getting shortcuts in life, he don't really respect the shortcuts because I never got any shortcuts and I was able to make something of myself. You know, I'm successful now and nobody gave me anything. Look, I'm not even going to really say anything about that opinion or that take itself, but obviously success, there's a lot of different roads to success. There's not just one path to success. And one of the things about this Nitro Cam situation that I think has kind of been exposed now is that people are questioning if something's deserved, even if somebody gets in their mind what they call a shortcut. But at the same time, it wasn't like Nitro Cam asked for the raid, and it wasn't like he asked for this situation to happen. I'm sure he didn't want his mom to be on camera physically assaulting him. I'm sure he didn't want those things to happen. But to me, the fact that he was even live streaming at the time to even open the door for an opportunity for somebody to raid him. And the thing is, in the streaming community, or really any community where somebody is successful and then they want to pay it forward, I don't see anything wrong with that either. I personally wouldn't classify that as a shortcut. But what Low Tier God is talking about here, a lot of what I heard, he was just talking about himself. Like, he didn't get any handouts. He got to where he got by himself. That doesn't mean that somebody else who gets successful, but they find like somebody helps them at a certain point, that you can discredit that success either. That's just my take. Like I said, for Nitro Cam, I'm sure he didn't want any of this to happen. But the fact that he was even on stream, regardless of the microscopic percentage that there was for a massive streamer like Stable Ronaldo and Rug and Marlon to hop in there and stream, or to hop in there and raid him, that's saying something in and of itself. There's a ton of content creators that maybe they know they should be on stream, they know they should be creating content, but they let off the gas. And those and any of those people could have potentially been live and they could have been the ones that got raided. That is just pure luck that it happened. Now, I know a lot of people think that it was just meant to happen, and that could be too, but just imagine if Cam was not actually streaming at that point in time, this moment would have never happened. And now his life has changed. So from the standpoint of I don't think that he deserves it or it's a shortcut, I personally can't agree with it because it's not only that he was on stream that night specifically. I looked into some of the history of Nitro Camden, and he is actually a grinder. Like he's been doing this for years, and he's been streaming to nobody for years. So I also wanted to show this as well. One second. All right. What is that? Oh, that's penguins. I also wanted to show this also as well. That's 6 years ago. This is the earliest stream that I could find where Nitro Cam put himself in his content. And this was 6 years ago, so it had to be 2020. He was maybe like 11, 12 years old at the time.
I'm live right now, don't. You can't follow him. Yeah, I know. Come on, hold on. What? Oh, I thought it said I missed it. Okay, come on. Let's go on top of this hill. Oh, you can't go there. Okay. Over there? I have many. Okay, nobody's watching. Dude, stop spamming me. I don't want to friend you right now. Oh, shoot.
Now, the reason why I wanted to show this is it wasn't like he was not putting any time or any effort into the content. He just didn't have an opportunity or wasn't recognized. You and I will never know how many people are behind the scenes grinding, streaming to nobody, posting YouTube videos that get 17 views and doing that for months or doing that for years. This was back 6 years ago. He's streaming to nobody. But the thing is, it's not just how he started, it's how he was able to keep going even when he wasn't getting any type of recognition online. It was just off of pure passion. So I wanted to pull, here's another one that I found.
Everybody's ready. But we only got you. I think Giannis is in the shop. Record all of this, bro. Bro, I like the streams like this, though.
I think this is what it looks like for somebody who truly has a passion or has a desire for content creation and streaming. It's not always going to be pretty. It's going to start off ugly. This is how he started once he got into it, right? He finally got some type of setup. He was no longer streaming off of the PS4, streaming Fortnite. He started to actually evolve his content. And even though right now in this state, it doesn't look like what you would consider to be a pretty stream. The audio is not great. I don't even know what this shot is. I don't know what this resolution is, but he's still doing it and he never stopped, bro. He never stopped. So
to background. Get into it.
Searching for music for your next.
Y'all ready? Everybody ready, man? Everybody's ready. But we only got you. I think Giannis is in the shop. Yeah, tell me, man. I gotta start recording right now. I need to start recording. Wait, can I record? What's this called? The Bakery Bling. I'll take out real quick, man.
The wild thing is he's talking to nobody right now. He's talking to nobody, but you would not be able to tell that. So that's one clip that I wanted to show. Here's another though. What is that? I don't know what that is. I don't know why I pulled all of these.
Alright, y'all see by the title of the video, today is the last day of 2022.
Okay, that volume's not great.
Takis right here. 1 minute. Alright. Challenge right now. Come on, man. Run the digital. Alright, man. Look. We got the Takis right here. 1 minute. Alright, babe, let's set a timer. Okay. 1 minute timer. Hopefully this one doesn't have music. Here we go. 1 minute timer. All that, man. Look at that.
Yeah, I want y'all to understand he is still streaming to nobody. I see the Twitch sub goal that's in the corner, and that could be friends, that could be homeboys, and they all just supporting each other, and that's generally how this game goes. But he's streaming to nobody. I looked up, let me see. If you look at the time that he put in, now 329 hours all time. How long is that? How long is that? How long is that? That's 13 days. That's 13 days. Regardless, if you look at where he started from, so didn't look like he really streamed much. He started off in July 2020, and then he streamed a couple hours here, a couple hours there. But if you look at the average viewer count, you got 4, you got 5, 3, 0. And if you look at the average viewer count all the way through this, okay, it's stuck there. On average, it might be like 3 or 4 people. 7 or 6, 3. I think the highest viewer count, if I look at this, stream hours, peak viewers, his peak viewers came March 2025. It was 11. But every other time, on average view count, it's like 4 or 5 people. Now, for years, boom. For years, he was sparking up stream. It looked like it was kind of like, it was kind of on and off. But for years, he's sparking up stream on average 4 or 5 people. Most of that, let's be honest, is probably going to be his homeboys or maybe a bot in there counting as a viewer. And then that led to eventually the incident that everybody saw on the internet. And then it flies up. His average viewer count is close to 7,000. So to me, there's so many people who give up on content creation. They don't put in the time. They don't put in the effort. You can tell on his channel. Hold on. Let me go to the actual channel. You can tell on his channel. So the last video was posted 3 weeks ago. Now, I saw this video as soon as this incident was happening. I went to his channel. This video, before everybody blew it up, had like a couple hundred views. Now it's up to 10,000. But each video that he was posting, and it goes back 6 years, each video he's posting, there's like nothing that was going crazy for him. The most popular one is based off of people that went to go look at his channel after the fact. So somebody putting in the time, how many videos is here? 15. There's 1,500 videos that he posted on YouTube. So the thing is like, if he was not, hey Leoski, how you doing, man? Appreciate you for hopping in. You say, yeah, he's so lucky. You know, I can agree that luck has an element to do with it. But at the same time, I think, and this is my opinion, he could have just not streamed that night. Like, what if he was like, you know, I'm too tired to stream tonight. I think I'm gonna just call it. I'm gonna just chill, have an easy night, and then I'll pick it up maybe tomorrow. If that would have happened, if he made that decision, then none of this would have happened, bro. So it's like, yeah, luck is an element of it, because when Stable Ronaldo and them were scrolling through, that's complete luck. For them to click on his stream, that's complete luck. But the fact that he was streaming and he was putting in the time, he was putting in the pain, that part is not luck. He just left an opportunity for something to happen because he was diligent on the channel. Aside from that, you could tell, let me go full screen for this. One of the things that I see that happens so many times is there can be big streamers like a Kai Cenat or an iShowSpeed or Jinxie. These streamers a lot of times will go to like TwitchCon and they'll go to different events. And so their fans will have a chance to meet with them. And a lot of their fans want to be in a position that they are. And so they'll ask questions, and the most common question that I hear, and every time I hear it, it's like a gut punch. The question that people will ask, and I'm not throwing shade or anything like that, but they'll ask, hey, do you have any advice for me? Hey, how do I grow on Twitch? And that, in my opinion, that's one of the worst questions that you can ask, because it puts the streamer or the content creator in a position where they have to pull advice out of thin air because they don't know you personally. So they can't give you any personal advice. So they usually say something like, just be consistent, get obsessed. You got to fall in love with content. And that is not going to help people. Now, for me, I like to look at the question in reverse, which is, if I was to talk to any large streamer or successful content creator, I would ask them, if you were to come across a small streamer's stream and just happen to click on it, if you're in there, what characteristics, what characteristics would the streamer show while you're watching them to indicate to you that they're going to make it big? Because that way a streamer would answer that and they wouldn't have to have any filter. They could say, oh, this person is entertaining, this person had high energy, this person, whatever the answer would be. And that would actually give you the answer as to what makes somebody successful. They could hop in that stream and maybe have 2 people in there, but the person is streaming as though they're streaming to 200,000 people. You wouldn't be able to tell a difference. That's something that is different. And for Cam, we already looked at all of his numbers, how many people had in the stream. I went through and I looked before that incident happened. Let me see if I got a video. Okay, that's when the incident happened. That's after it happened. Let's see. Streamer University. Bad idea. I don't know if bro, I swear I thought I saved something. Anyway, bro. Is there a day before? There's not a day before.
The raw cut, so I should get.
That's crazy, gang. All right, let me try to go to his Twitch, I guess. Let me try to go to his stream real quick so I can show y'all what I'm talking about. Nexy, what's good? Let me try to go to his stream. We're also I frustrate myself when I don't get things in order. Overview. Go to clips or something, or streams. Okay, when did it happen, bro? Here. It happened on the 22nd. Okay, let's just go to the 20th. I just want to see something. Oh, these are all clips from now. Oh my gosh, there's so many clips, bro. Oh, it happened a couple days ago. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to find an example. You need advice and criticism on it? Yeah, let me finish this real quick, because I'm trying to make this into a YouTube video. God, I gotta go to his actual channel. Oh my gosh, bro. I frustrate myself by not having this teed up. Or did I record it? What is this? Let me see something, y'all. No, I didn't record it. That's when they found him. Okay, I'll just show this. I don't care. Jeez. All right. Yeah, Nitro Candid. I was going to pull it up because I was trying to find an earlier stream, but I'll just show this. Okay, obviously there's no sound. God dang it, bro. All right, let me find it. Sorry, y'all. I just thought of covering this before I sparked. Come on, bro. Okay, I want to find a video before all of this happened.
They're getting paid $5 to beta test Domino's new app, and so is she.
Oh my god, shut up. Okay, view all. Let's see, yesterday, 3 days ago. All right, let's look at this. I get an ad. Oh my gosh. It's a 20-second ad, bro. I'm gonna spare y'all the ad. What I'm really trying to show you guys is how he's streaming to nobody. And it looks like he's doing a marathon on hardcore mode for Arkham Asylum. Okay. Boom.
GG's? Y'all say GG's.
On fire and you looking good for the getting. I'm a rider. Got to do with it, man.
All right, I ain't trying to get copyrighted, but I want to point out right now, he probably has like 4 or 5 concurrent viewers inside of this stream. And the way that he's streaming and the energy that he's bringing to the stream, you would never know. You would never know that. And so I think that's something that needs to be said about content creation. And for those that want to make it, it does take a certain amount. It does take a certain amount of hard work. And even with this, it's not only the fact that he's streaming with high energy. I went and just looking at his channel itself. It's not like he slacked off on the channel. If you go to the about section, I'm pretty sure he already had all of this stuff set up. You know what I'm saying? Like he had everything laid out to even give him an opportunity to be found. And if somebody did find him, he was prepared for it. So if you talk about like years in the making, he was putting effort in. And now that this moment came, he was actually prepared for it. Now, I don't know if when it comes to his stream, I don't know if he had everything set up the way that he has it set up now. Like here, I don't know if he had like it doesn't look like he had overlays and stuff like that. Maybe somebody came in after and helped him out with all of that stuff. I'm not sure. Like here you could tell. Now he got his chat here. Maybe he didn't have that before. I'm not too sure. I think somebody did come in and help him because, okay, yeah. Now he actually, now he has overlays.
There's no way.
So now you can see he got overlays and stuff like that and had the goals on there. I don't think he had it before. He said, yeah, he got everything set up already. Yeah, that's exactly my point. I think that it takes a certain amount of actual desire to get into something, and that leads into curiosity, and then that leads into, okay, I need to have everything ready if my moment actually hits. And that he did. Like there's a lot of people that, okay, let me get out of here. What the heck? Let me come here. Crap. Oh my gosh. There's a lot of people that I saw, and this was around the time where Streamer University was about to start. And so Kai was doing in-person applications. And there was a lot of people making content around, oh, I didn't get selected. You know, they're just picking their favorites. Why they don't want to put any small creators on. And I saw a lot of people complaining about that. And look, if that's how they felt, that's how they felt. But there was somebody who dropped a video that was talking about people who were just trying to get put on from Streamer University. They weren't actually putting in the work, and they hadn't been consistent at all or anything like that. So they were showing channels of people who just started a Twitch channel, didn't have anything set up, never sparked a stream before, didn't have anything whatsoever, and they were looking for an opportunity. That is a much different situation than this Nitro Camden, where again, the incident that sparked everything is horrendous, but you can't say that he wasn't prepared for the moment. He had been putting in years of time and work, and you could tell by how the channel's laid out. You could tell by how many YouTube uploads. There's 1,500 videos that he had posted before any of this happened. He wasn't getting any motion whatsoever. He was streaming to 3 or 4 people on average at a time. Nobody was watching him. And if he hadn't sparked stream that night, none of this would have happened. So in my opinion, I do think it's deserved. And when I look at Cam, like, here's the thing, bro. Here's the thing. Another thing I wanted to mention is when let me move this. Yeah, that's better. When I look at Cam and when I listen to him talk, you can tell that he is really into this world of streaming. Like, he knows all of the top streamers. He knows like some of the funny memes that have happened years ago and he brings them up. You can tell he just has that streamer vibe because he's really passionate about it. So it would almost be like, you know, somebody who says that they want to be a professional basketball player, but they never watch basketball. They don't have a favorite player. They can't tell you anything about the game. They can't tell you any historical moments. They probably don't actually want to be a basketball player. But in this case with Nitro Cam, I think it's deserved. It just happened in the craziest way possible. But now everything has changed for him. So if we look at let me get this. If we look at some of this, yeah, and even with Jinxie, he had people in his chat that was saying that this is scripted. Jinxie reacts to Nitro Cam the situation and goes off on a chatter who claims the entire situation was scripted. On camera too. What do you think she does off camera? Okay, this is all scripted. Yeah, people were thinking it's scripted. But now, if you look at Nitro Cam,
Thank you, God and Jesus, for, like I said, thank you, God and Jesus, for, you know, still allowing me to do the things that I love to do, you know, even though bad things happen of it. But I'm just appreciative of everything that's happened. I'm just thankful for the community, content creators, everybody that cared about me and really, you know what I'm saying, deeply loved me. And just love me for me and fuck with my content. Oh my God, I just cussed. That's not what I meant. But messes with my content, and I just want to say I'm thankful for everything. God, thank you. And God bless everybody in here. And I just want to say thankful for everything. In Jesus' mighty name, amen. W God, thank you for 100 and almost 200,000 subs. He keeps throwing me off, chat. I know. That's why I keep saying, I'm talking about him, bro. He keep throwing me off.
That's fire. Nitro Cannon praise to God for changing his life in 24 hours, 168,000 followers, 9,200 subs, averaging 15,000 viewers. Used to average 1. He's Twitch and Kick partnered. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm probably going to put this in the video. His mom's behavior is wild. Even if her birthday card is a joke and said, happy birthday, now get out. Insane. Well, he out now. It might be no turning back. I don't know. I don't want to speak on his situation. You know, it's his mom and all of that. So I'm going to leave that alone. I did want to play this clip as well. Say celebrating 100,000 followers. Okay, that happened before the one I was at. But I wanted to play this, though.
All my life, coming from a bad clip 2 days ago, 1 day ago, however long it was, Stable Ronaldo, the rest of the core members, they all came in. We not gonna mind this. They all came in. They rated me. And for the first time, I had 10,000 people in my stream. It turned to a bad clip. I tried to save it. But now, we met all these content creator streamers. Now we connecting with them. And now, we finally hit 100,000 followers on Twitch. Somebody coming from average of 1 viewer. Message I gotta say is, don't ever stop. W Blackboy Max! W Blackboy Max! Don't ever give up on your dreams, chat. 100K, and in the worst situation, chat. The worst situation, I got 100K. Come on! All my life, coming.
That's tough. That's tough. Okay, I wanted to show that. And, all right, I think I already kind of pulled that. That's fine. What else I wanted to comment on? Yeah, he posted a Streamer University application and he didn't get accepted. That's another thing. What else? Not that. Community. I'm making a YouTube video right now. Like, actually, I mean, as I'm streaming, I'm making one. So I'm trying to think of like what else I want to say or put in here. I think all of those clips will be fine. I'll figure out a way to put it together. I think that I might have covered it. I think I might have covered it well enough. So hopefully I can get that posted and it'll make sense. All right. You say add his clips. Yeah, inside my video, I'm gonna put that in on B-roll. I'll add his clips in there. I'll do all that type of stuff. But I just wanted to speak on that real quick. Let's see, what is this? Okay. All right, let's go here. I think I could probably close that. All right, Leoski, let me come back here real quick. I'll get to some channel reviews. I don't think anybody else is in here, so Leoski, I should be able to go ahead and review your channel real quick. But Nexy back in here. Can I ask you some questions after you're done with this segment? Yeah, you got some questions. I'm gonna go through and probably review Leoski, and then probably gonna wrap up stream because I got a few things that I gotta handle. Oh, let me get this off the screen. What the heck? What the heck? But Leoski, let me go ahead and pull your channel up real quick, man. All right, boom. Okay, hold on. Leoski. Boom. Okay. 1 second before I go in here, some of y'all might have some questions. You said that if you had to start a YouTube channel from 0 subscribers today, what niche would you choose and why? Let me think here. It's a good question. What niche would I choose if I had to start a channel from 0 subscribers? And you I'm assuming that you're asking like, and if I wanted to grow like as fast as possible, I would probably start like a commentary channel on something. Now, a commentary channel, they are staying up with current events. It takes a lot of effort because as soon as something drops, you essentially are going to have to comment on it, make a YouTube video, spark a stream about it or something. So you have to stay on top of things. But a commentary channel, just because they're talking about trending topics, their videos have an opportunity, each one, to go viral because you're talking about a trending topic. So it would be commentary about something. I wouldn't necessarily say it has to be about like politics or it has to be about current events from that regard, but let's say even streaming or YouTube or something like that. There's things that happen with streamers on a steady basis where, let's say somebody getting some drama, you could drop a video about it and try to drop it as quickly as possible, and as soon as you do, that's going to get a lot of views because it's trending. So you're essentially just talking about trending topics, and that could be the same for sports. You can cover sports topics or drama or just something that happened. Politics is the same. So I guess I'm answering your question from the standpoint of, if I just wanted to grow as quickly as possible, what would I do? It probably would be that. All right. So good. Okay, bet. Leoski, let's go ahead and open this up really quick and rate this channel. All right, so Leoski, you got over 4,000 subscribers, 1,700 videos. You've done, that's a lot of uploads. That's a lot of grind, and that's some good work. Just like we was talking about with Cam. And Cam had 1,500 videos before something broke for him. But it looks like you've been putting in a lot of work here. And you got all of your channels and everything that are in the banner. You have your logo here as the avatar. So I'm going to give my opinion just based off of the foundation of the channel itself. So latest, this was 3 days ago. You posted something 9 days ago. Let me go to popular and see. A couple years ago, you had 7,100 views. It was on a video, Phase Rug and Noah break up. Here's why. It's 11 seconds. The oldest video is 3 years ago. Let me see what it says, like when you created this channel. All right, so this is back in 2019. Okay. So I will say for this channel, so we live and we stream everything. Okay, so this kind of tells me what to expect, but there's nothing specific to it. The right thing is clickbait. I got you. I got you. He said, we live and we stream everything. Okay, so if I just came to this channel, the only thing that I would know about what to expect is from here where it says we live, we stream everything. That also doesn't necessarily tell me like what can I get out of content. We got to know, and this is something I had to learn. Viewers are selfish. They're selfish with their time and they only want to give it up if they're going to get something in return. So in this scenario, let me close this. I hate when I do that. So in this scenario, as the banner, I probably would try to put something in there that's like a value proposition. And what I mean by that is, what am I going to get out of this channel? Let's say, okay, if it is gaming, that's fine. You can put gaming and reactions or something like that to tell people this is what I can get out of this channel once they land on it. Now, like I said, down here it says we live and we stream everything. Okay, this person is a streamer and it's going to be variety content. That's what it tells me. So when I come down here, I finally reached Division 1. Okay, so you playing FIFA here? All right, and that's okay, 2.5 hour upload. I got you. Well, did you double upload this? Is this the same video? It looked like the same video. Regardless, when I come in here, if I look at the title and the thumbnail, the thumbnail just looks like a screenshot, a screen capture of the video. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It just looks like a screen capture of the video. So this right here wouldn't really tell me or get me interested in clicking on it. It says, I finally reached Division 1. So again, you say you're trying to hit the watch hours. I hear you. I know, and I'm sure you probably know this. If you're trying to get monetized on YouTube, the watch hours and the requirements are about to change come February of next year. So instead of 4,000 watch hours, you're going to need 8,000. So I completely get it. If you're trying to get the watch hours up before February hits, that makes sense to me. So when I look at this, if I see, okay, I finally reached Division 1. Now, this isn't really telling me anything, and this is just a stream. It's 2.5 hours. It's the VOD. Completely understand that. There are some things you can do, and it looks like you do clip up your content. So, you can, instead of dropping the VOD, which I'm not saying don't drop it, but I want to focus more on the videos that you actually edit down or you clip out to post. So let's just look at the Fortnite first. So it says Fortnite with live viewers join now. As a viewer, if I come onto your channel, this doesn't necessarily tell me anything. I know you're playing Fortnite, you're playing with live viewers. Now, how could you get somebody interested in watching you play Fortnite? Let's say I'm a random viewer. I don't know you. I just come across your channel. I know nothing about you. All it says is Fortnite with live viewers join now. This isn't going to give me a reason to click on your video. Now, what will inside of your content is if there's something that happened in that match, if there's something exciting that happened that you could tease, then I would lead with that in the title and in the thumbnail itself. So that could be something. And I'm trying to think of maybe a creator. Let me go here. I actually just subscribed to her because she is one of my favorite creators, and I just subbed to her. I know she does a lot of gaming, but I'm just trying to show you an example really quick. So KDB, she played a lot of Fortnite. Thing is, she's bigger, so I don't know if this is actually going to help you. Hold on. Let me try to find something. See, these titles aren't great because people already know KDB and Vanilla May, so she can make a title like that. Let me try to find something, bro. I'm trying to find an example. That's a how-to. Okay. As an example, not saying that this will apply specifically to what you're doing, but you could have like somebody says Fortnite, but one death equals one shot. Send me your best Simpsons Fortnite clips. That doesn't really. I'll look at Stable Ronaldo. There's some type of curiosity in the title that he has here for Fortnite, and then also just the thumbnail itself is complimentary. So he put a challenge in here. If he dies, he has to take a shot. And so your mind starts going, okay, well, Fortnite is a hard game. So anytime that somebody dies, if they're taking a shot, they're probably going to get pretty messed up. I'm curious to see how many deaths that he takes. And with all the shots that he's taken, how bad is it going to get? So that's kind of an example to try to lead somebody just into gameplay. But obviously this was planned. It's harder for me to find something where I can just new force strike, clicks reacts to Lacey, where I can give you an example, but I think you understand kind of where I'm going with this. Okay, I tried Fortnite as a complete beginner. You know, something like that. Yeah, okay, gotcha. So if something happened wild with the viewer and maybe a viewer that you were playing with was terrible at Fortnite, then you could maybe pitch the video like, I tried to play Fortnite with the worst player in the world or something. I tried to get a win with the worst player in the world as an example. Now that gives a little bit more stakes or insights as to, okay, well, I want to watch this video because I want to see how he's able to get a win with the worst player. Like, is he going to have to hard carry? It opens up some curiosity loops. So that's what I was saying, your content that you're clipping out from your stream itself. But it seems like you play a lot of Fortnite. That would be my biggest thing, is from a title and thumbnail perspective. That's what I would adjust or change. Now, from the thumbnails themselves, again, trying to have maybe an action shot inside of it that complements whatever title you come up with. I think you would see a big difference on the view counts that might come into the videos. But yeah, that would be my biggest advice there. Now, I'll say this, Leoski, if you want to join, I'm going to drop a link in the chat for Discord. I started a Discord recently where I really want to get as many creators as possible in there, because I think it would be helpful to have a community of like-minded people who are all in the same grind and struggle at YouTube trying to figure out how to grow, where we can bounce ideas off of each other and we can all grow together. So I just dropped a link in the chat. If you want to join that Discord, I would love to have you in there, because personally, I'm trying to do the same thing that you are. I want to stream, but I also want to clip out content from my stream and post it as YouTube videos. It's the meta right now. Like, the more content that you're able to upload, the more chances that you get for something to pop off for you. So I'm trying to do the same thing that you are. So if you want to join that, man, feel free to subscribe to the channel. You're probably already subscribed because I've seen you in here a number of times. But that would be my feedback. If I had to rate this channel, this is purely based off of the visuals and what I see, I would rate this a 6.5 out of 10. And the reason why I would rate it that is there are just some things visually that you can do to maybe call out, hey, this is what a viewer is going to get from my content. And you said 5 out of 10. I rated it higher than you. I know you're going to be your own harshest critic, but there's a lot of room for improvement here. But the thing that I would say for you is one of the bright spots is you're not afraid to put in the work. It looked like you've been grinding. There's 1,700 videos on this channel, bro. That's crazy. So the amount of effort that you're putting in, I think, is amazing. All you really got to do is kind of hone in on the focus and make some adjustments to maybe start getting a little bit more traction on some of the content. So that is my feedback for you, bro. But I appreciate you for submitting the channel, and appreciate you for following. Like I said, I think that you've been following me for a while. All right, boom. Excellent, man. I'll sit here for a little bit. If y'all got questions, a little bit of Q&A, and then after that, let me know. Actually, drop in the chat. Is this a format that you like from me? If you like these channel reviews, if you like reactions, if you like that type of stuff, let me know. Drop it in the chat right now, because this is a test for me. I'm trying to see if this is something that I'm trying to see if this is something that you enjoy. And then if so, we'll keep going on it. All right, bet. You said, yeah, I followed the Pocket Watch. Yeah, a lot of people follow the Pocket Watch, man. I'll be doing more Pocket Watches as well, for sure, for sure. Said the shorts are crazy. I appreciate that. I got some more things up my sleeve for the shorts to see if they might be able to perform as well. He said, hey, do you also react to Twitch streams? Do I react to Twitch streams? Not necessarily. I mean, if somebody is live streaming, I might hop in there if they're doing something just to see what's going on in there. But I'm not going to like re-stream somebody else's stream. But I do react to streamers. Yeah. All right. Next, you said, yes, very good. Okay, awesome. You say, can we pocket watch you or not? Hey, bro, I pocket watch myself. I'll be putting my numbers out there. I put my numbers out there. I don't care. I'll pocket watch myself because I want people to know the possibilities of content itself and the amount that you can stand to make from just posting content. So I had a question with watch hours. Did I hit first the shorts or the long form? Well, what do you mean? Well, shorts don't count toward watch hours. Only long form content counts toward watch hours. So anything that you do for shorts, you just discount. The watch hours, if you're trying to get to 4,000, that only comes from long forms and streams, like public streams when they're posted and they're public. So do you think coming up with your own ideas is better than researching your competitors? Honestly, I think it should be a mixed bag. I think, if you can come up with ideas on your own or some things that are original that you come up with, obviously, that's going to be something that you want to do. But researching your competitors, I would do that as well, because we're generally in a bubble online. Yeah, we only see what we see because the algorithm feeds it to us, but there's so many more things that other people are doing that are successful on the platform that we'll never see unless we go out and do our research intentionally. So I would say, going out to do your research, if you find something that you think looks like it would be fun or that worked for somebody and you want to try to mimic it somewhat on your channel, I would definitely go for that. But as far as creativity, I think it's a mixed bag. Coming up with your own ideas and researching your competitors, both of those are amazing ideas for you to be able to come up with content ideas. You say, yeah, I mean, which one did you hit first? Oh, which one did I hit first for monetization? I hit long form. Mine was watch hours. When I started on YouTube, a piece of my content was I did reselling on Amazon. So I'll go to like Goodwill and I'll buy something for $1, then I'll resell on Amazon for like 20, 30, $40. And so I made content about the finds that I made and how much money that I made from Amazon. And that was what got me monetized. I was getting a good number of views off of that content, and that's what got me over that 4,000 hour threshold. Now, I will say this, since we're talking about it, I wish I wouldn't have. Did I close it? Oh, I did close it. Dang, bruh. Let me open it back up real quick, because I just want to give y'all a little bit of example. Let me see. What the heck? What the heck? All right, let me go into my studio real quick. Say you want to pocket watch me. I'll give you an example of this. That's 68. No. All right, I'm just gonna show you this one. All right, boom. So I'll let y'all pocket watch me. So I posted this short. It got 1.2 million views. It was about Streamer University. It was Lacey. I just kind of told a story real quick. And this short got 247 subscribers and estimated revenue $200. And it took me, I think for this, when I created it, it was like 2 or 3 hours to put everything together because I had to find a B-roll and edit it together and all of that. So this is an example of how much money that you can make off of a short if you're able to get it into the algorithm, just so you guys have like some type of reference point. The other thing I wanted to show is the watch hours, just to give you an idea, because it really only takes one video, bro. I'll be honest with you. It takes one video to do numbers for you to get your watch hours up. And I am going to go, just to give you a good idea, I'm going to go here. I made a video about Kai Cenat. It's this video right here. Let me go into the analytics so you can see the watch time hours that came from one video. This one video, it's 9 minutes long, 9 minutes and 25 seconds long. It got 24,000 watch hours. And so just so you guys know, because I know YouTube is going to be changing this policy soon when it comes to monetization, but for watch hours, if you can start perfecting your craft with YouTube and learning the process, which takes time, but if you can start learning the process, it literally takes one video for you to hit 4,000 watch hours. I mean, you could have one video hit 100,000 watch hours if it goes crazy. So I just wanted to show that because I know for newer creators or creators who are trying to get monetized, it can be very discouraging for them to go through and see, okay, I need to get 4,000 watch hours before February 1st, because then it's going to double to 8,000. It is possible. It takes you being intentional with your content. And then also, like I said, if you want to join the Discord, you have other creators like myself who are in there, and we can all help each other out and trying to hit it. And that's talking about title ideas, thumbnail ideas, ideas, all of that, bro. So yeah. You said 4K is possible, but 8 is impossible. Well, I mean, it's not impossible. I just showed you a video that got 24,000 watch hour views. It got 24,000 watch time hours, and it's just one video. Now, you have a year, but I don't even want to talk about the 8,000 because that's not actually happening yet. That happens in February. So you still have time to reach the 4,000. So let's keep that in mind. You said, according to my stats, viewers like ranking videos, but I kind of think it's too dependent on the content of other creators. Yeah, 100%. I was planning on doing a YouTube Shorts bingo. Okay. I'll be interested to see what that's like. You're absolutely right. For you to make ranking videos, you actually have to rely on other creators to create and you clipping it out. But I honestly don't know if that type of content is going to get you monetized. I think YouTube is making a concerted effort to try to get that content off the platform. So I just want to give you a fair warning about that. But you are right. You have to be dependent on other creators to actually make content for then you to make content. You said you're so close to 3K now. All right. Well, if you're close to 3,000 now, you got 1,000 more watch hours to gain between now and February to get accepted in a YouTube partner program. So, hey, let's fucking grind, bro. Let's do it. All right, bet. Listen, man, I appreciate y'all coming through to the stream. It has been a blast connecting with y'all, going through rating your YouTube videos, rating your YouTube channels. But I got a few videos I need to crank out myself, so I'm gonna go ahead and get working on that. Aside from it, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you're on Twitch, go ahead and follow up or subscribe. And I will catch y'all in the next one.